The card game. Featuring more famous video games than you can shake a stick at, Console Wars finally allows you to win a war you've been fighting and probably losing on the internet your entire life. Quit being a keyboard warrior with the warm embrace of anonymity to protect you. Now you and your friends can fight on the front lines, battling for incredible franchises, exclusivity, and eventual victory. Collect some of the most famous video game franchises of all time. Protect them with loyal and frighteningly dedicated fans. Brave the volatile video game industry and claim the ultimate victory in the console wars. Your favorite video game making mega corporation needs you. Enlist today. Head to consolewarsgame.com. Pick up a copy of Console Wars the card game, outshine your rivals, and prove that your platform reigns supreme. Out now. This is XboxEra. We're an independent, community-funded publication focused on providing the best coverage and discussion of your favourite platform, Xbox. With best-in-class forums, a kick-ass Discord server, and awesome merch, XboxEra.com is your destination for the best news, reviews, and features focused on what you care about. With shows like the XboxEra Podcast, headlines, and a whole heap of Patreon-exclusive content, we're proud to be an independent publication completely funded by you. If you value having an outlet truly focused on your preferred place to play, you can become one of the cool kids by supporting us directly via Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/XboxEra. You get cool swag and awesome perks, and we get to keep doing what we do. Become a part of the best Xbox community on the internet and help us grow even larger. Thank you for your support. Everything XboxEra does is only made possible by the growing army of incredible Patreon supporters. Our MVPs and executive producers are all incredible people, but even more so are our grand benefactors, Croat56, Assassin, and Kevin S. All of this under the watchful eye of our lovely and benevolent CEO, Torn Raptor. If you want to become part of one of the best communities on the internet, head to patreon.com/XboxEra, where your patronage can help keep us alive for another month. Hello friends, and welcome to episode 285
of the XboxEra Podcast. We're here to discuss the latest in gaming from across the industry, but overall we're focused on the industry's favourite platform, everybody plays there, Xbox. We're a fiercely independent and community-driven publication, and it's only made possible by you lot watching us right now. So big shout out to all of our patrons, from our MVPs and executive producers, but especially our grand benefactors, Cryo56, Assassin and Kevin S, and of course our wonderful CEO, Torn Raptor. Today I'm joined, as per usual, by Special Nick.
What's going on?
Oh, he's a sleepy boy. He's a sleepy boy. What's that?
Sore and sleepy.
We've got Jesse Norris here again.
I am sore and sleepy, which we'll get into in the What You're Playing segment.
Okay, cool. And returning for the bajillionth time, because, you know, like a bad penny, he always turns up, it's Dim, aka Modern Vintage Gamer. How you doing?
What's going on, fellas? I am not sore and I'm not tired. I'm feeling great, so it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
I'm also sore and tired. I'm going to join the sore and tired club. Been moving house all weekend.
Oh, you haven't been doing much.
I have definitely been doing. Look how empty this room is, and the echo. It's great. It's great. It's great. But we're here. We're high energy because it's been a busy week, a fun week for the most part. Because, you know, there's tons of video games, there's new toys to play with, and there's lots to talk about. But before we do any of that, Dim, how you been, man? We haven't seen you in a little while. How's Dim
it's been a
been?
minute since I've been on. I think the last time was maybe this time last year, Nick. I think it's been a while since I've been on the show. But I have been good, gentlemen. Things have been going well. I have a new position now at Digital Eclipse. I just started.
Yeah, that's cool.
A couple of weeks ago. Things are going really great there. Good group of people working on some really cool projects. Can't talk about any of them, of course. But, things are cooking. Things are looking great. So yeah.
I feel like Digital Eclipse, they are the Warframe devs, right?
No.
Right,
Digital Eclipse.
Are they the Ghostbusters guys?
No.
Who am I confusing it? Are they the
Digital
Transformers
Eclipse.
guys?
No.
Stop talking for a second.
Jesus Christ.
Are they the...
Digital Eclipse are the guys that do...
I'm leaving.
Digital Eclipse are the guys that do, like, the retro style titles and retro titles. So Digital Eclipse, I believe, did Power Rangers.
Yep. Cowabunga Collection, Power Rangers,
Yes.
the Tetris Collection.
Tetris Forever?
Who am I thinking of
Yes.
that begins with digital?
Yes.
Digital Extremes.
Digital Extremes
Thank you.
does
Thank you.
Warframe.
Yeah.
There you go. That's who I'm
and
thinking of.
Soulframe. Coming soon.
Yes.
Cool. So you get to work on more of your kind of passion projects then,
Jesus, John.
of
Retro
bringing old
games,
stuff
man.
back to life.
Yep. It's my bread and butter. I love it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Very nice. I'll
They're a
probably
good
need to have a
studio.
conversation with you offline about some retro game stuff, because I don't know if you watched our Xbox Ally X review, but I did have a little experiment with a 1 terabyte SD card, Emudeck, and emulation station, which I am thoroughly impressed with. But yeah, I'll have a chat with you about some of that stuff. Oh shit!
The ninjas are coming for you, mate.
Oh no! Oh no!
You know what? Who's coming for our fans is good old Jay Foley. Thank you for the gifted membership, and congratulations to Austin T.
Oh,
He also
Goodness,
gave
Jay Foley.
$10 and got us to the $150 mark with Extra Life down there, getting us real close on everything. He's our top donor. I've eaten 2 of these roast
gone
beans because of
crazy.
him. Yeah.
Gone crazy the last 4 weeks.
Hey,
Just
I
throwing-
didn't know that Digital Eclipse either did or helped on Volgar the Viking too.
Yep. They did.
I didn't know that.
They've been around for a long time. They've done a lot.
Oh, they've been
of
around
stuff.
for
Yeah.
ages. Yes.
Yeah, they did Volgar.
just-
There's a lot of stuff they've worked on that you may not remember. You got to go back and look at their list of games they've done.
I am now for the older stuff.
Yeah.
Oh wow, they did Space Jam New Legacy, that free game that came out on Xbox exclusive.
Yep.
What's one of those?
Yeah,
What?
they get many of those these days.
Nah, we had one come out this week. Oh wait, no, it's on PC as well. But
Yeah,
Don't count.
doesn't count.
it doesn't count. Nothing counts. But let's talk about those video games before we dive into all the news topics of the week. Because video games is arguably the reason we all play video games, funnily enough. Lots of things that we've been playing this week. Some we can talk about at length and others that we can't. But, you know, Dim, you work in video games. Do you ever get a chance to play any? And if you do, what have you been playing this week?
I do. I mean, I usually set at least I don't know, a set number of hours a week to play games because, look, I've always played video games and I always will, right? I always try to find some time in my week to play games. So I will say I haven't really been keeping up to date with like the latest stuff, but I played Call of Duty, the beta, and Nick jumped on one night like a week ago. That was fun. I had a good time.
It feels good. Like, it is a good feeling Call of Duty.
I personally, and this is just me, people are going to come for me, whatever, I don't care, but it feels way better than Battlefield ever has. Like, there's something about the feeling of Battlefield that I just cannot connect with, and I don't like Battlefield. Like, I've tried it so many times. People love Battlefield 6, and if you love Battlefield 6, fantastic. I'm happy for you. The way that Call of Duty moves and the feeling of playing that game is unrivaled. As much as there's all these weirdo Beavis and Butthead skins and SpongeBob and all this crap that I don't care about, I still love the core gameplay, and the multiplayer is fantastic. So jumped on the beta. I'm gonna buy the game because I buy it every single year, and I enjoy it. The other game that I played, I've beaten twice, was Silent Hill F. I'm a big Silent Hill fan. I ran through it twice. I'm trying to. I think you have to beat it 5 times to get all the different endings.
I think there's at least 4 that I know of, but one of them... So the only one I didn't see when I was doing the review, and I loved it as well, was the true ending, because that's got some crazy requirements.
Well, I ended up beating it twice, and I got bored. I'm not playing this again. I've seen everything I have. I mean, I know there's different scenarios and stuff, but I thoroughly enjoyed my time with Silent Hill F. Great game. But right now, I'm not really playing anything. I'm waiting for Ninja Gaiden 4 because that's next on the list.
Yeah. We've all been playing Ninja Gaiden 4. We can't really talk about it.
Monday, 7 p.m. is when the embargo. It is very nice to be able to say embargo time. So, we have reviews coming for Ninja Gaiden 4 on Monday at 7 p.m. At some point during the week for Power Wash Simulator 2. At some point during the week for Bounty Star, and the 4th and final Day 1 Game Pass game. The Outer Worlds 2 is Friday at 9 a.m. my time, U.S. East. And I'm doing all 4. I don't know how that happened. But yeah.
Anytime we try and reach our hand into the cookie jar of review codes, you go and hiss at us. Like, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what happens.
I've done. There'll be 360 now in like 4 or 5 years, and like 300 of them were ones.
The mega boost continues. 10s across the board. Yeah. Who made this? Xbox 10.
Yeah.
Only a 10.
Only 11.
Yeah. We go by our own scale.
It's interesting, Dean, what you were saying about Call of Duty, because obviously this year, Call of Duty. Oh no, it's set somewhat in the near future.
Yeah.
Says the community, and by the community I mean loud, annoying people on the internet. But weirdly, and don't get me wrong, I love Battlefield 6. I think the sheer scale of it, when you're in a squad and you're vibing with that squad, it's awesome. But I do agree with you that at some point, especially on some of the larger maps, there is an element of I'm just running to the and I'm dead. Okay.
Yep.
And then I get bored.
Yep.
So for me, I think Call of Duty you can hop in on your own and have fun still. Battlefield, you've got to have a full squad and you've got to be teamwork, communicating. Otherwise, the fun just kind of starts to evaporate a little bit for me. So I kind of get what you're talking about there, outside of just the movement and feel. I think Battlefield 6 is the best feeling Battlefield in a long, long time. But
yeah, I mean, I played the beta and it's still great. Like, don't get me wrong. I just, if I have to pick one, I'm picking COD. And I don't care about the verticality of the game and they're making it more like Advanced Warfare, because I liked Advanced Warfare. Like, I thought the kind of the more modern COD where it became a little bit more vertical.
But which part of Advanced Warfare did you like? The campaign or the multiplayer or both?
Both.
Oh,
so what I normally do is I'll go through the campaign and then flick over to because the campaign is going to take 6 to 8 hours.
This year's campaign 4-player co-op.
Oh wow!
And it contributes to all of your progression on guns and everything.
Nice.
Ooh,
that's really good.
And it has an entire extraction mode that opens up once you beat it.
Didn't they have a little bit of that last year with things unlocking, counting towards weapons and stuff, just from the campaign?
They pointed out that this is the first time for the campaign. It was everything across mobile, zombies, and multiplayer and battle royale before. But now it's also the campaign.
Okay, maybe it was zombies then, but yeah.
That was the cross progression between Call of Duty Mobile, Call of Duty Warzone, Call of Duty Multiplayer, and Black Ops 6. And now this also adds in campaign for the first time.
Nice.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Speaking of both of those first-person shooters, just a quick shout-out to Gyozo, aka Fairy Empire, on our team, who got both a Call of Duty Black Ops 7 beta, kind of like, here's my thoughts, article and video out, and a Battlefield 6 multiplayer review to finish our kind of Battlefield 6 coverage, because we did wait. We didn't chuck it as score on day one, because as much as, and look, full credit to EA, they organise sessions, they put stuff together, but for those kinds of things where the multiplayer is the star of the show, you wait until you're live and you get a feel from the millions of people that are all playing it before you go, it's this much out of 10, which we did, and it's still got a 9. It is a fantastic Battlefield.
And this is the one that ended up on Metacritic, his review. I made sure.
Funny that, yeah. Understandable too, because it's multiplayer is the star of the show, not the campaign. But yeah. So if you haven't seen those and you want to vibe with Gyozo's thoughts, go check them out. They're out now. Anyway, what else have you been playing? Nick, what have you been playing? You been playing any video games you can talk about?
Aside from Ninja Gaiden that I can't talk about, I started Keeper yesterday.
Oh.
I queued it up via the app, and I'm like, I'll give it a go. I'm not very far into it because I was very, very busy yesterday. But it's an interesting game so far. I feel like that intro drags on a little bit long, where you're just walking around as the lighthouse, and like you spend just a lot of time just walking around as that lighthouse. It's very like, as I was playing it, I'm like, oh my god, this reminds me of like recent PlayStation games where they spend like the first segment of the game just doing nothing and showing you how pretty the game is and nothing else. Like, you know how PlayStation's games do that to begin with, where you just, the camera pans and it's showing you all the nice scenery. That's what Keeper's doing at the start. And I didn't get a chance to go too much further than that.
Yeah, so
this is the Double Fine game, right? The new one?
Yes.
This is Double Fine's new game. I would, I did the review for this one. I would wholeheartedly recommend. You can watch if you're not sure and you're like, is this for me? One, it's about 5 hours long. Like, you can probably do it in 4 if you just mainline things. Probably a little bit longer if you want to hunt down every achievement. But at this point, there'll be guides out there. It's hiding some surprises. Again, I'm going to speak in very vague terms in line with my spoiler-free review. It's hiding some surprises, and to your point, Nick, you know, you're walking around as this lighthouse, and it will start giving you more puzzle mechanics and different gameplay things to do.
Yes,
and then it will throw a surprise at you. And like, I was playing not co-op. I was playing with my partner. She was sitting next to me, and like, we kept like passing the pad back and forth because she was like, "I am vibing with this. This is so cool." And visually, it's one of the most gorgeous,
beautiful game.
Art style wise, HDR implementation is chef's kiss.
Yeah,
and
beautiful
then,
game.
And then a thing happens, and we were both like, and then the next thing happens, we were like, no fucking way. And then it kept throwing these kind of super, super unique, out of nowhere surprises at you right up to the end. And it just it was like, that was a solid ride. And I would say that it's pretty frictionless. The puzzles aren't hard. It's not difficult to play, but it's such a fun time doing it that it's one of Double Fine's best in recent times. Although I am sad it doesn't support ultra-wide on PC, and performance on the Ally X is ropey. They have said, and they had it in the kind of review guide, like, hey, if you're wondering about handheld stuff, like, a patch is coming, we're going to make this better, like, just chill. So give them some time. You can run it at like 1080p 30-ish, but because of the detail of the art style, it gets very visually noisy if you use any kind of FSR upscaling frame gen. So if you want to, you can play it, and you can play it at a solid-ish 30, but it's not the best way to play it right now. So hopefully they can iron that.
Yeah. I noticed Didac Brew in the chat. It's funny because I had that moment at the start. He's saying it's too arty for its own good. And I remember when I first started it, I started being like, there's a little bit of fart sniffing going on here. Just a little bit. Just a bit of, ooh, how good are we? And I almost hit a point where I was ready to be like, because again, I was busy yesterday and I had things to do, so I thought I'll just jump in, play it for a little bit, and then jump out. And I almost hit a point where I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going. And that was right at the start when you're shifting your lighthouse out of the ground, and as he's trying to walk, he keeps falling over. And I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I referenced my missus a couple of glasses of wine. That's what it's like.
Oh my god, it was starting to piss me off. I'm like, man, if you keep
learn to walk over, already.
I'm letting this go because I've got things to do. But yeah, I'll keep persisting with it. But yes, I will say immediately that is an extremely pretty game. Very, very pretty game. I've just hit the point where you can dash now or run, so you can run through the logs. Whatever.
You're like 15 minutes in, bro.
Yeah, I'm at the start. I'm not far in. I said I am not far in. And I got some hidden achievement already.
Nice.
I went off the beaten path and just like got the bird to interact with some animals, and all of a sudden, boop.
Yeah, there's a few things you can do like that. There's a super chat referencing our guest here.
From Gamashi? I don't know. Just came to support MVG. Hashtag MVG Army. Thanks, mate.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
The love. Yeah. Feel that love. Yeah, outside of that, Jesse, what have you been playing?
A lot.
Yeah, you can talk about.
Main thing
playing with any balls lately?
Main things we've been doing some Borderlands 4 streams with the missus playing on Xbox. It's running a lot better there now, thankfully. We can play for hours and not have it fall apart because of memory leaks. Still really enjoying that game. But the big one, the only review I had of this week was Kenny Sun's Devolver Digital published Ball Pit.
Yes, I played that too.
It is, yeah, you suck at it though. And that's not me making fun of you. You just can't seem to win. And John and I couldn't seem to lose.
I don't know, man. I tried.
Is this just another Balatro for you? Like, you're just going to stare at it?
No, this is different. This is different to Balatro. Balatro didn't take me that long to click.
Balatro took a while.
It's different.
Balatro didn't take you that long to click. You didn't win a hand until you were here in the UK.
Yeah, I know, but I was still enjoying the game up until then.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was still enjoying playing the game. I won
my third hand of Balatro ever when I was reviewing it.
Nah, but Ball Pit, I got Ball Pit, and I can understand while I play it why some people would be addicted to it. I just don't think I personally don't think the game did a great job. I don't know if onboarding is the right term.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah, no, it doesn't really tell you anything, but it's just run-based, and for the most part, the experience of the game is figuring out how everything works. There's nothing else to it. There's no story.
No,
Ball Balon
I care about story.
It is essentially just figure out the best way to build up your farm, because that is the way you meta level. Like, your buildings that you make are all the upgrades for your characters and your unlocks. Like, whenever I start a round now, everything I have starts at level 3. Anything I pick up goes to level 3 so I can get evolutions way faster. Like, it really wants you... Mike.
Yeah, it works.
It works.
Yeah.
It works. We can hear you.
We can hear you, Jess.
We can hear you.
What are you doing?
What's happening?
Anyway, well, I don't know.
We can hear you.
He works as fine, but anyway, look, for me, I started the game, right? And it initially begins.
It was always fixed.
Never broken.
No, headphones are broken. I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, because you were saying mic and tapping the mic. Well,
yeah, and then I realized, like, oh yeah, no, this is all on, but the cats have been laying on this. So this wire is $110, and they've been laying on the end of it. And so now it's finicky in my friggin' Go XLR, and it drives me crazy. But yeah, they want you to do all the evolutions. They want you to figure everything else. Thomas Brush seems like an a-hole. Unless he's kidding. Let me know, Thomas. Yeah, it is very focused on you figuring everything out, which might not always be for everybody.
I think lots of people looked at this, and initially when I started playing it, I was like, this is the next Balatro, the next Vampire Survivors, the next...
Yeah.
And it's great, but it doesn't quite... It's tickling it, but it doesn't quite reach those heights for me of addictiveness. I played through it, but I have no desire to keep playing it now. I feel like I've seen everything I need to see.
It doesn't have the full treadmill. The only things you end up doing is beating the level. There's 9 or 10 levels. You beat them with everyone. That's the only treadmill.
Yeah.
So if the gameplay doesn't hook you, once you get the guy who can bounce everything back, like it's Arkanoid or Ball Breaker or a lot of those other games, I think it's a lot more fun. I liked it until then, and then I loved it once I had that guy, and he was always in my run. Because you can have 2 people. I don't know, 10, 15. It's a slow start. It's one of those, after 15 hours, it really changes up type of games. And that's just not going to be for everyone. I'm surprised it's an 87 on OpenCritic.
It's fun. It's just not amazing.
I tried to persist, and I'm like... Because the game... It just started straight away. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I died almost immediately. Because you got no powers, you got no nothing. And I just died almost immediately. And then all of a sudden, the game starts the tutorial process. Oh, you got to do this. And I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. Now the game's going to start. And then the tutorial just suddenly stopped. And it stopped explaining things to me. And it hadn't explained much. And I'm like, what do I do now? I guess I'll have another run. Did it?
Yeah.
Died straight away again. I'm like...
How are you dying straight away?
Because you have no power. Your balls are worthless and they don't do anything. And I'm like...
Just like in real life, Nick, right?
Yeah. And I'm just like... I don't know, man. This game's not doing it. And I forced myself. I kept persisting and eventually started to last a bit longer and it lasted a bit longer. But then the resource stuff wasn't picking up. I don't know. I don't know. It's just not...
It's not for everyone. I think it's a great game, but it's not got the longevity of something like Vampire Survivors or Balatro for me.
I'm at 80 hours. It's still not short.
I don't think I've put 80 hours into it, and I feel like I've seen everything I need to see. I've unlocked every character. I haven't bothered completing every level with every character because it's not hooked me in that way. I had fun with it. I'm done. But it's on Game Pass if you want to try it out.
Once you unlock the Rebel, you just set him to play for you, and he unlocks everything up to New Game Plus.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, but does that catch your eye? Have you seen Ball Pit before?
Ball Pit.
I've only heard the name. I don't know anything about this game, but I've only heard about the name. So
it's effectively Arkanoid meets Vampire Survivors.
Yeah, I may take a look at it. I mean, I like Arkanoid and I like Vampire Survivors, so I may enjoy this. We'll see.
Yeah,
Did you see Vampire Survivors is getting 4-player online co-op, and you can wander off and leave each other on the map?
No, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it had only been local before.
Yeah, that's great. They keep just adding to that game. It must be.
And Ponkle is at the IGN Xbox showcase in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
10
Well,
days.
they did this reveal when they announced that 4-player online co-op, and they showed 5 cards, and then they revealed that first one, 4-player online co-op. So there's 4 other things that they're going to show off. Will they show off one of those at that show? I would wager, yeah.
Speaking of Arkanoid, hold on. I want you guys keep talking. I want to show Dim something.
Okay.
He said he likes Arkanoid.
I do.
So,
it's a great game.
Have you played? I'm showing it on my Switch now, waiting for it to. Eternal Battle. Have you played Arkanoid Eternal Battle?
Oh wait.
Oh.
I have played it. In fact, I think I may have. Did that come out physical? I think I got that years ago. There's an Arkanoid collection for the Switch.
No, this isn't a collection. This is a new game.
Oh no, I haven't played that.
Yeah. Microids published it. It's called
Nice.
Arkanoid Eternal Battle.
I'm looking it up
And
now.
man,
I'm playing it on stream.
It's got a new version of the game, but it also includes the original game.
It is on Xbox.
versus. Yeah, it's on Xbox. It's on Xbox, but it was when I bought it on Switch. It was on sale on Switch for like $3 or something.
Yeah, it's
so I was like,
$20.
yeah, I'll get Arkanoid.
Normal.
I'll get Arkanoid for $3.
Play anywhere.
Yeah. Is it really?
Yep. And it's on cloud.
Shit.
Microids is all in.
So I may have to double dip on Xbox then. But yes, it's called Arkanoid Eternal Battle. Has like one of the best soundtracks I've heard in a game in many, many years. But yeah, if you really do love Arkanoid, Eternal Battle is sick. It
Battle
is
Royale.
so good. You should give it a go. It's a really, really, really
I am
good.
going to check it out.
Yeah, I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
You're muted, John.
Putting the Switch back. Yep, John's muted.
Yeah, I am. Of all the news that has been talked about this week, the biggest and most chatted about topic has been the release of Microsoft and Asus's ROG Xbox Ally and Xbox Ally X. Dim happens to have one on display there. That's in camera. Yeah, we can see that there. You got the standard Xbox Ally. Obviously, we've got the Xbox Ally X here. There's been a lot of conversation and chit chat about these handheld PCs with an Xbox flavor. People really are. There's so much to unpack here, right? Like, let's talk about the devices first of all. Now, I haven't had a chance to go hands on with the standard Xbox Ally, Dim. So I'm curious, how are you finding it? Is that on the little paper stand that it comes in the box with?
Yeah, which I got to be honest. Did you get a paper stand with the X as well?
I think, there's no case or anything in the box. It's just, I didn't even look for the paper stand because I've got
not even a plastic stand or like I was like, what is this?
I think it's the same one.
Like,
It came with a
cool.
regular Ally.
And then I'm kind of looking to see if there's like an actual dock for it or some type of stand, and it's not there.
Oh, wow.
But I think, John, like the design of this thing, the feeling of it, it feels great. I love it.
Yeah.
Like I have a Steam Deck as well, and I love my Steam Deck. But I think ergonomics and weight distribution and the way that the sticks feel, they feel really good. The buttons feel good. It's just I think overall it's a more comfortable device in my hand for prolonged gaming sessions. And I've put a few hours into it now. Probably played about 20 or so hours with it so far. I mean, I'm not like haven't given a huge kind of go through yet, but like I've been putting some hours using it and seeing how it feels and stuff like that. It's a good feeling for sure.
Yeah,
Good
I
experience.
think it's definitely the most comfortable handheld of all the handhelds I have held. It's far more ergonomic and comfortable than the Switch 2. It's more comfortable than the existing Xbox Ally X. I do have one.
And I can tell you the Legion Go 1 and 2, it's far more comfortable. Those things are bricks.
Yeah, it's like they've got so much right with it. And I've been ruminating, and this is a handheld device that got a 9 out of 10 from IGN, which
Shells.
Which it does feel a little bit like a miracle, but I feel like across the board, lots of different reviewers got very different experience. So I'm very curious, what was your out of the box experience in booting your one up?
My out of the box experience was not great.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I had struggles with it, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've seen 0 videos, 0 influence reviews. I've clicked nothing. So I'm sorry, John. I didn't even watch your video, even though you talked about emulation. Now I'm kind of interested. I will go back and look at it. But I don't tend to get caught up in the review hype sort of stuff. So I didn't read IGN's review. I didn't read any reviews. This thing just kind of showed up. Thanks to Asus for sending me the unit. Appreciated. So I set it up. And I think the first thing that I quickly realized was that this is like setting up a laptop for the first time. This is a Windows device. And that's the part that I guess maybe threw me off a little bit, because there's there's really nothing that encapsulates the Xbox branding around this installation and setup process. There's maybe a little bit, right? Not much. There's a small amount. but you're effectively setting up a Windows PC, with sign into your Microsoft account, set up your PIN. Do you want Game Pass? All that kind of stuff, right? The stuff. I just set up a new PC for work, a few weeks ago. So this was replicating that same experience. So once I kind of got over that, then getting into the Xbox Store, or what I don't know what they call that front end that kind of manages everything for you, but
the Xbox full screen experience.
That software is really good. Like I think, but it's not complete, right? It definitely has a long way to go. But I like what they're trying to do with it. I do like the fact that you press the Xbox button, you can kind of move around between Steam and GOG and all these other storefronts very quickly. I really, really appreciate that. But the part that I just had struggles with was the time it took to get this thing set up. It took me about an hour after all the patches were downloaded, after the numerous reboots. The other thing is they have to come up with a better way. Look, I'm a 52-year-old Greek man that wears reading glasses, right? They have to come up with better accessibility for those message boxes that look this big on the screen that I can seriously not read, right? Like I have to get my phone out, take a snapshot of it, and then like expand it this much. I know there's accessibility options in Windows, and I probably need to look at those, but the out-of-box kind of setup experience, John, was, I'll say, pretty average at best. Bordering on very frustrating.
Here's what's interesting. So this is a little inside baseball. I got my unit, and like any good person that is reviewing some stuff, I read the provided documentation, but it was I skimmed the provided documentation, and I'm going through the setup, and I'm like, what the fuck, Microsoft, is this? I am going through 90 minutes of it's downloading this update. It's telling, we're going to bring you Copilot. Press the Copilot. I'm like, what is this? This is the worst thing I've ever seen. And I was genuinely like, I couldn't believe my eyes. They're not shipping it like this. And then I reread the review guide, and it was like, as a heads up, if you're being sent an early unit, you will not have the out-of-box experience that other retail units will have. Now, post-launch, it appears that is somewhat nebulous, because
50-50.
some people have had because if you choose to now, Dim, and they said if you want to experience the out-of-the-box setup experience, you can reset your device once you've got all these updates, like reset it as if it's a new PC, and you'll get the desired retail experience of what it's actually like to set it up. I didn't, because I just finished downloading a terabyte's worth of video games to test, and I was low on time. I got the device on Friday. I had the weekend. I'm moving house right now. There was too much. I will do it at some point because I'm curious, but it definitely seems like some reviewers absolutely wrote about that experience, even though they called it out and said that's not the norm. But then maybe they were right to write about the experience, because it seems that some people have had the same experience you and I had in setting this up at retail, which wasn't the desired.
What I've seen from the regular experience is it's a more full screen experience window setup. It's still that, but it's not the go through, restart, wait almost 2 hours for it to go through everything experience. It's like half an hour or
feathers,
so.
Man. I was so mad. I was like, this cannot be.
But as someone who had a Steam Deck,
taste.
I had the right at launch Steam Deck. Eventually flipped it for 3 times what I paid for it to keep working here because money was tight. It was very similar with the Steam Deck at launch. Now, getting the Steam Deck OLED from them for review coverage stuff a while later, absolutely perfect.
I got a Steam Deck at launch, and I can't say I had the same experience. I had a pretty good experience with the Steam Deck overall.
I've had no luck.
I may have gotten one of those ones that was already pre-packed. I don't know, but like my Steam Deck setup process was pretty smooth in the end.
Yeah, because it was really good for the OLED, but it just kept. But my OLED also, the Linux install kept breaking and having to redo itself. So I might just have really bad luck, because overall, fine. Setup on the first one, bad. Long term with the second one wasn't always the best.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting that it's been a bit all over the place. But like you say, this is and I said it in my kind of coverage, was that this is a really solid transitionary first step in merging Windows and Xbox, and the stuff that I feel they need to focus on, especially for someone that is expecting, and this is, and this is broader debate here. The whole "this is an Xbox" thing, people are really chomping on this on, and fake outrage Twitter world. But like, if you're gonna advertise it as an Xbox, and I get that from their perspective, Xbox is a platform now. It is not about the singular one product under your TV. And
can you give us money?
If you can just acknowledge that, that's what it is, that's fine. But if you're advertising it and the average Joe who does not live on Twitter or watch this show or watch any show about gaming goes in and sees handheld Xbox and then goes through that sort of experience, there's so many little like, hey, Windows 11 is still here moments that it really is not there yet. But it is such a good effort and start that like you think in a year's time or 6 months' time even, I think the difference will probably be night and day. But we've, products released when it released, right?
I will say, I wanted to ask Dim, and I don't want to spoil what I know will be a future video of yours. But I do look forward to seeing the inevitable emulation video for that thing. That's the part that I'm like, I want to get one. I'd like to get an ROG Ally X.
Yep.
And while I think, I assume the ROG Ally X, within a couple of years, it'll probably stop being able to run new games outside of like your Hades type games and stuff like that. For me, if I end up getting one of these things, the long-term future for this will be an emulation machine.
I'm curious how their
I'd love to.
The NPU super resolution stuff ends up working, because that could extend it a little bit for AAA.
Either way, for me, it's going to be all about emulation. I've got a Sinden light gun waiting to set up. I want to have my Dreamcast and Saturn light gun games because I don't have a CRT anymore. Set them all up on there. So I'm looking forward to the video you end up doing, because I assume you haven't set it up for that stuff as yet.
No, not yet. And I'm gonna probably try to get hold of an Ally X for the emulation stuff, because I want to see what 360 emulation, PS3 emulations like. Like if we can run Metal Gear Solid 4 on that thing at good frame rates, then that's pretty compelling, right? So this device here, I mean, I think spec-wise, it's pretty similar to the older ROG Ally or ROG Ally, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's
a new generation of chip that's like 10 to 15% stronger, but it's a lot more about the efficiency for battery life. Yeah,
so I mean, I'm going to definitely take a look at it on this, but I want to kind of really test out what the Ally X can do, because that's a different level, right? So, but I'm with you. Like, I think for me, that's what makes this system so interesting, and what will kind of give it its longevity over time. And honestly, like, we still don't have an official backward compatible solution, right, for Xbox One and 360 and OG games. Like, I saw them on my list. I was like, oh, sweet. And then it's all cloud stuff, right? And hopefully we can see that one day. But in the meantime, there's nothing stopping you from putting various emulators on there and running them yourself. So I think
John did. It's in his video.
Yeah, I'm going to take a look for sure.
I wisely, because I've heard that if you actually show emulated games running, the naturalists don't talk about where ROMs come from or anything, and just
you ripped them yourself, right, from your own
of course
collection.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Yeah,
but like does. It was of course, but it was it was.
What are you guys laughing about?
I don't know.
Nothing. We're just laughing. We're just Nick sets me off. I set Nick off. But I've been very impressed with the emulation on the Ally X.
If you want to speak of emulation real quick as I interrupt you again, because that's what I do.
Of course.
But
Jesse the Interrupter.
Jez yesterday, who was pretty sauced on Xbox 2, did also say that the emulation back compat might very well come to this. Because obviously when it's emulation, you don't have to relicense all of it. That's my guess, because that's probably why they have the hardware coming in the next chips. Then they don't have to relicense all of them like they did the original Xbox and 360 games. But he seemed to hint that probably your Xbox and 360, OG and 360 might come forward to this machine at some point.
That'd be super cool. Super cool. Like, I don't know, Dim. This is a broader industry question now. Like, especially as a developer, right? You've worked on the development side, you've worked on the business side. You've kind of, you're a creator as well, and you play video games. The industry is going through it the last couple of years, right? Ever since the kind of like peaks of the pandemic, where all that investment was there. Now suddenly, getting projects funded is difficult. All of that jazz, and Microsoft are doing some stuff that is gross, like from an AI perspective. Like if we think of Microsoft, the company, like all of this, like I'm reading yesterday that, hey, Windows will let you talk to it like you're in Star Trek. And I'm just like, I don't want that. I don't know anyone that wants that. Why are you doing that? This is a bad idea. But from an Xbox perspective, they are struggling to find their place in a market that has resoundingly said, we're not going to buy your hardware. They've upped their prices. We've seen them make massive content acquisitions. Their communication seems quieter now than it's ever been. Like if you think about how the execs used to talk about things and go on shows and all of that jazz, it all seems a bit quieter as they're trying to figure out what they're doing next. And I'm just curious, from your perspective, do you think that the brand is in danger as they chart this new path? Do you think that this is the smart thing to do? Like, what's your vibes? Well, how are you feeling about all this stuff? It's a big
has a video on this.
Yeah, I made a video about it.
I know, I've seen it as well.
Death by 1,000 Cuts. And it wasn't any. And the thing with what I was saying was I wasn't going after the price increase of Game Pass specifically. It was really about all the just decisions that they've made over the last 2 years that have just been so strange,
Yeah.
And I think the apparent thing that's come out of what Xbox has been doing, at least in my opinion, is they've just been trying to extract as much money out of people as they can. Like it's all about just getting revenue from people, increasing the price of Game Pass, increasing the price of consoles, offering $1,000 handheld devices, just a systematic increase in cost, to the customer across the board. They're not the only ones, of course. It's the way that the industry is going. We've seen price increases from Nintendo and PlayStation. But it just feels like Xbox, because they've raised their prices twice on their consoles in the last 12 months. The Game Pass 50% increase for the premium version, let's be clear, just the premium, really was a lot of sticker shock that I think a lot of people were just not really expecting. So, coupled with studio closures, game cancellations, and various other interesting decisions, bad decisions, they've really struggled, I think, especially from an optics perspective. So that was the video that I made. Like I was just like, these are the reasons why Xbox is in trouble right now, and this is why I think, so I wasn't going after them because of Game Pass. I think a lot of people that probably don't even have Game Pass made videos about the outrage of Game Pass price increases, right?
The funny thing I found about that was like, this is terrible, Xbox are dumb. And I'm like, you're mad because it was an awesome service. It still is. Like, Don't get me wrong, I don't think they should have increased the price by that much. But also, it's a shit. Like, it depends on if that's too much for you, then it's not for you anymore.
Yeah.
I know you enjoyed having loads of games for a very little amount of money, and now they're asking loads of games for more money. If you don't play all those games, don't get the service.
Yeah, I don't even have Game Pass. I haven't had it for like 2 years. Like the last time I had it was when Starfield came out. I beat it and then I cancelled. I don't make a big song and dance about it. It's not for me. I'd rather just buy my games and like Indiana Jones, when that came out last year, I bought the premium edition. And when the DLC dropped earlier in the year or a couple of months ago, I was like, hey, I got a code for this. Fantastic. I'm just going to put it in and play it. It was great. So I think as long as Xbox provides you with different ways to play games, as long as they don't, just push everyone towards Game Pass, even though, I mean,
that's where they want everyone.
Yeah, with the ROG Ally ROG Ally, it's very apparent they want you to be on Game Pass. You get some free. I think they give you some free credits for it or something.
It's 3 months of premium.
They give you 3 months.
The middle tier.
Yep. So I may jump back on for 3 months. And they've got me right because you got to give them a credit card or whatever. You got to offer a payment system in the back. Mm-hmm. But look, as far as what's going on with Xbox, look, I think they really have to focus on where their strengths lie at this point, and that is the games. Like the game side they're singing along, they're cooking along with the games right now. Like Xbox Game Studios, they've had a great year this year. I mean, look at all the games that have come out this year, and I think their roadmap of games really is very exciting, and I think they've had a fantastic year on that front. I think the difficult part is trying to figure out what to do about the hardware stuff right now. I think what they're doing with the ROG is an interesting experiment. My biggest worry is that they just kind of don't follow through with this and support it in 2 years' time from now. Like, I want to see them continue to iterate and make this a really good handheld experience. Right now, it's not. It's like I said, it's a Windows 11 operating system in a handheld device. And there's a lot of potential there, but I think, this is kind of boots on the ground at this point. If they continue to support this and really offer in some nice value-added features, they add the backward compatibility stuff. They do offer a better out-of-the-box experience. They do optimize games for the hardware. They do remove crap in your system services that just don't have nothing to do with video games, like Copilot and OneDrive and Teams and Notepad Plus and all this shit that has nothing to do with Xbox, right? To really kind of just optimize and make this the best gaming experience, I think they're onto something. And we have to remember, it's almost like they're going full circle, right? Because the OG Xbox was based on a Windows kernel, remember?
Correct.
They took Windows 2000, I think it was, or something like that.
I think it was Windows NT.
And they basically stripped it to its bare bones, and all they did was add DirectX, and they just added enough systems to run games at maximum potential. So it's like they're going back to that, but they've got this massive bloated Windows 11 environment with AI and all this sort of stuff that's like sitting on top of it. If they can figure out a way just to cut back to the essentials, I think this could be really good. But they got a lot of work to do. I like what I see with the Ally X. I like the potential. I like the user experience when it works. It's great. But there's just that Windows 11 thing that they have to figure out, and that out of the box user experience, like you said, to remove some of those things away and make it just a seamless kind of more Xbox-like experience. I think is really what they need to do, and I'm sure they know about it. But I want them to continue to to work on this. I think there's definitely potential there.
Yeah. Is it because we've heard the rumors now about what that next generation is going to be? Like, I think Sarah Bond was touring with Carl Ledbetter around the production facility.
She hit up a few news places for puff pieces.
Yeah, some R&D stuff, and like, hey, here's where we're prototyping the next generation of Xbox. And the scuttlebutt is that it's running on these AMD chiplets, and it will be your GPU, and it's a system on a chip that different power levels.
It's not the monolithic APU die, which Sony is still going with, but it's you choose your CPU, you choose your GPU, and you choose if you activate the back-compat hardware in it, and that gives you access to the previous Xbox library to make it an Xbox.
But like, I look at the bigger picture there, and I'm like, okay, so this is the starting gun here. This device, this operating system, this experience. But I completely agree with you. Like, I'm watching all this news come out about Windows and talking to it, and all of the bloat that every person that has to use Windows for video games, because that's the best place that can run everything from a compatibility perspective. Sorry, Linux, it isn't you. But from a gamer's perspective, I'm like, Microsoft, why aren't you like, you've got Windows 11 Home and Windows 11 Professional. Why isn't there Windows 11 Game Edition that does exactly what you just said, Dim? That there is no Notepad or fucking Teams or whatever. It is just about games. And hell, call it Xbox Home Edition or Game, whatever. Bring that branding back in. And then that's the operating system.
If these properly loaded into only the FSC, it would be that kind of. It's just, it keeps loading into everything else and reminding you repeatedly. So they got to figure out a way so that you can just always be in that full screen experience, which I do think they will they have to continue to support, because that's most likely what the next generation runs on. It would be weird if it ran, because I know the end goal that Jez talked about in an article is they get rid of the dev environment for Xbox and PC, and they only have the PC one. Like, that's their end goal, and that every Xbox game you make, you also get the PC. It's just the PC version. Then you can have your lockdown things for each Xbox hardware. Like, your targets are right there, because it'll be these OEM devices. This one from Microsoft, Jez was talking yesterday. There's like a $2,000 balls out OEM Xbox. And then there are cheaper ones. And then Microsoft's somewhere in the middle. And so it might be more targets, but you're on PC, which is already so much about, working. A lot of times people work for the lowest and then let things go up and whatnot. So it will be very interesting. It's going to be a ton of work, and I would be very surprised if it was next year.
Yeah.
Well, as Sin in the chat mentioned, the Xbox OS as it is ultimately built on top of Windows. It's a fork of Windows. So in an ideal world, the Ally and the Ally X, this Windows handheld experience, as Dim's alluding to, they need to try, if they can, find a way, because they obviously can't just have the console OS on the ROG, because it's still a Windows device. But there needs to be some middle ground where it's not what we have now, which is just full-blown Windows 11, just with this fake skin over the top of it, but closer to the stripped-back version we have on console. Now, it has to be in between, because you've got to be able to run Steam, GOG, and everything else. That's why you can't go full console.
Yeah.
Hopefully they find a nice middle ground that's a bit leaner and meaner.
Yeah, it's an interesting engineering challenge for them. But we heard yesterday that Microsoft is looking to, I think The Verge reported it, move hardware production for things like Surface out of China. Well, politics, sorry, video gamers. There's those reasons for that. But also, as you mentioned earlier, Dim, we've seen Microsoft raise prices on Xbox hardware twice now. Technically, my Series X, the two of them that I own that I bought in 2020, are now worth more. For the first time ever in a console generation, my consoles have appreciated in value. Amazing, but not great for actually selling hardware. And we've seen all these stories about big mainstream suppliers of physical hardware dropping support for Xbox. And the problem for Microsoft is, a random Reddit user can post a picture from 2023 and just anecdotal in my store, they're dropping support, and it goes viral all over the internet in a weekend, forcing Microsoft to have to come out and say, no, we're still partnered with Walmart, we're still partnered with Best Buy, blah, blah, blah. That's a huge optics problem, right? And I guess referencing that in your Death by 1,000 Cuts video.
All that stuff actually came after my video, which was weird.
1,002 cuts.
Yeah, I guess.
But the fact that it's all so believable, what are the Microsoft leadership doing about it? Is the mantra internally, this hardware, as great as I think they did, the market spoke. And I've never seen an industry broadly cheer for the death of a brand so much as they seem to do for Xbox in so many ways from a media perspective. There's always a lot of and I think it's because they're attached to $4 trillion Microsoft, right? No one likes Microsoft. I don't like Microsoft, the company. I like Xbox. But there's this almost but then I'm like, what would you guys talk about if this industry didn't have Microsoft in it in the way that it is?
Yeah,
it'd be bugger all news.
Careful what you wish for, on that front. If Xbox does go away, I don't think they will, at least not in the short term. I think they're good for a while, but if they did, that would really create a lot of there would be a massive void in the industry that would make it basically Sony would just step in and they would take over at that point. I feel like, honestly, I couldn't imagine what it would be like without Xbox. They've been around longer than Sega have been making hardware systems, right? They've been around for a long
25 years
time.
this next year.
Yep.
So, they're not the new kid on the block. They've been through hell and back, and this is not the first time they've been through and faced challenges. I mean, the Xbox One days weren't great. The Red Ring of Death stuff, 50% failure rate on systems. People loved the 360 so much, the games, that they didn't care. People just kept buying multiple 360s over the lifespan. Think about that, right? Could you imagine buying an Xbox Series like 5 times in a generation because it kept breaking down? You would buy it once, you'd return it, and then would break down again, and you'd be like, screw it, I'm done. I'm buying a PlayStation, or I'm buying a Switch, whatever. Like, they've gone through so many challenges for so many years, and they've always kind of come out of it. But look, this is different. I feel like this is something that, man, I don't know. This is something with big bad Microsoft involved and Satya kind of calling the shots. It's very difficult to say, what the future looks like. I do hope there is next gen hardware. I really do. Hope that those rumors are true and all that stuff is on track. But I don't know. I'd be devastated if Xbox did go away. It would be a very different landscape in the industry for sure.
Wouldn't be a fun one.
And even from a more less gaming perspective, I mean, people sit there and allegedly bemoan job losses.
That'd be a
Imagine how
lot.
many job losses there'd be.
Yeah, there'd be well over 20,000 people
Tens
going
of thousands.
into.
Tens of thousands.
I think there were, before some of the recent cuts, it was like 22 or something because of the immense amount of people that Activision hired before they got bought, while they were getting bought, and also the $1 billion that goes into third-party deals every year from Game Pass now. Like, if that, it's really hard to get anything funded, and if you're taking $1 billion out of that, even though it would just be bad. I understand hating Microsoft. You should. They're a bad company doing bad things, pushing stupid software that isn't going to work, and the bubble will burst. But they're one of those too big to fail companies, so we'll all get to pay for it here with our taxes and a bailout probably. But the Xbox division is full of people who do really care. You can hate the companies, all that, but like the actual division, the people that are there that work in those companies, the developers and all that, like it just, it always really pisses me off to see these I love the developers people shift their console warring now, because none of the companies really care about console warring very much, into platform warring, and I want this platform gone, and not thinking of the consequences at all. It's like, it would be terrible for the thing you like. They are propping up a huge amount of the games we care about. Like, they prop up the double A's and the triple A's in a way that no one can afford to pay off unless you want them to be bought by the... Like I said, Grub was talking about, I wouldn't be shocked if in 5 years the hardware and brand were bought by the Saudis. And I'm like, man,
that's a leap.
That would be absolutely horrible in every way imaginable, and I also don't know that they'd have the money to do it, like how big Xbox actually is when you look at it.
There's a lot of conjecture on it, and I think that the frustrating thing for Microsoft is they're living in a world where anyone could post a rumor, and it has the potential to be believed and then spread like wildfire, and it can be on anything. And that's really unfortunate.
So how do you think they got there, right? Because if you do the same thing with PlayStation is a faceless corporation. They don't respond to really anything unless something really, really bad has happened, like PSN's gone down for like 3 days or something, Nintendo, I mean, they don't respond to anything. So
they don't respond to anything.
Why is it that Microsoft or Xbox gets this type of criticism? Yeah,
you've talked about it a lot, Brian.
Well, there's a couple of things we could touch on. Like, I think,
for a start, they're an American company, which is partly why they respond more.
Yeah, like
partly why.
There is a lot of this is personal thoughts here. This is personal opinion. My views do not necessarily represent XboxEra. But like, you rewind to like 2017, 2018, as Microsoft were on kind of like Phil comes in. When did Phil come in?
2014.
2015?
14.
He took over?
14, I think.
14. But then they went on the redemption tour, and it was like, we're going to promise you better hardware, right? So boom,
Perfect
Xbox
Dark.
One X. Then we're going to promise you an industry-leading first-party organisation. Boom, acquisition spree galore. You know, that E3 where they did 5 studios, and I think Playground and for fans who were watching this, loyal fans. I'm not talking fanboys. I'm talking fans of the platform that live and breathe playing on Xbox. They were like, yes, this is for me. This is what I want. And then that continued and built. And then you had the Series S, Series X hardware reveal. And for me, this is personal opinion, Microsoft were making all the right noises. I've got my Enthusiast box, which looked exquisitely designed, was more powerful on paper than the PS5. They had the box that I could get my kids that was a 1080p console, great, and it had all of the benefits of speed and modern GPU and blah, 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 ticking all the boxes. But then they fucked up with the management of the games, and then they got absolutely butchered by the pandemic, much like many studios. Yeah, I think Microsoft's 2022 was void of releases for the most part, right?
We saw the emails from Phil where he's like, Jesus Christ, and then you look back at what that was their biggest Game Pass third-party year, but also third parties, there weren't any AAAs. It was all indies and AA.
It was all small stuff. And then you saw those effects filter out, but then I feel like the people, the loudest voices in this industry, and this is again personal opinion, and it's not a critique of any one person or outlet or anything like that, but the loudest professional voices in this industry no longer play here. And that's just reflected in reality in terms of how reviews work and everything. They don't play here. And there's also an enormous desire for a certain type of game. Now, if there's anything that I think no one could argue on is that Microsoft as an organisation, or Xbox Game Studios and their broader publishing sphere across all their first-party teams have the widest variety in genre of any first-party platform publisher. Like, that is just fact. So you get incredible games across RTS, across shooters, across indies, across artsy, fart sniffy stuff, all of these things, but it isn't ticking yet, and I don't think Microsoft have found that secret formula for your cinematic Sony game. So you have a whole industry that, through the Xbox One generation, bailed from a media perspective. It's all about PlayStation, my library's there, and it's now just the market's reflection in that microcosm where there's a certain type of game that's lauded, and then there are games that are just looked over. They've still got hardcore fan base, and they still get reviewed really well, but they do not rise above that critical consensus bubble to be award bait or anything of that nature. Which is why even now, even like as recently as like 2 weeks ago, we were watching people that work in this industry for a living that have massive platforms say, I mean, does anyone talk about Game Pass anymore? Microsoft don't release anything. And you're sitting there like, they've released like 12, 13 games this year alone.
14 games in the last calendar year.
And it's like, for Microsoft, if I was Xbox, if I was in Phil Spencer's shoes, I would be like, how the fuck how can we fight that in any way? And I don't have an answer. Outside of personal opinion, they need to find a way of connecting with the communities that still play here, that still exist. And we're lucky that we get to work with all of the publishers that we work with, including Xbox. And super pumped that we got to bring you coverage of the Xbox Ally X. Right, that probably wouldn't have happened 4 years ago, and we've only been doing this for 6 and a bit.
A year ago.
So. Yeah, like it is. I don't know the answer to how they solve that problem, but like the fact that no one acknowledges it, and people talk about the Xbox tax, and it's not like a deliberate fuck you Xbox. It's just that macrocosm of the reality of the broader market.
Well, it was the one I just showed you, John. Remember?
Human biases. What's that?
The game you just reviewed. It's funny. But like Keeper is a 78 on Xbox and an 83 on PC. It doesn't mean anything, but that just always ends up being the way it ends up going, and it's funny to me.
The biggest problem that I've seen, and I've said this before on my videos when I'm critical of Xbox. I haven't done many of them. I've done 2, right? I did one a couple of weeks ago and did one like a year ago.
Oh, bullshit. You hate Xbox.
No, I love Xbox. And I said last year that they need to stop. When I say they, I mean Xbox leadership. They need to stop. They need to get off Twitter, like completely get off Twitter. Become a faceless entity like Sony and Nintendo. Now you might say, well, how do they respond to these weekend rumors, right? About Xbox is no longer being sold in stores. Just ignore it. I mean, I know it's easy to say, but the problem is, and it's a difficult thing, right? Because there's a serious lack of trust with Xbox right now that a lot of people are struggling with, and that is, it's not. A lot of people say that Phil would come out and say something on a live stream or a podcast or something, and then 6 months later, the reverse would happen or something else would happen, right? People are saying that Phil Spencer's lying. Look, I don't for 1 second believe that Phil Spencer's lied about anything. What I do know, as someone that works in the industry, is that the industry is always changing. Things are always shifting underneath us all the time. Like, I'm working on a game, and then next week the game gets cancelled, right? But to people outside, I lied because that game isn't coming out anymore. So I'm a bullshit artist, right? That's the type of thing that the public sees. It's not lies, right? It's really just things happen behind the scenes that no one is privy to, right? And when that happens, it means that you have to pivot, and those pivots, unfortunately, get construed as lies or untruths and stuff like that. And if you don't if you don't say anything to start, then you won't get caught in those situations later on. And I've always said that the biggest problem that Xbox has had from a optics perspective is the chest beating stuff about, rah, 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 we're acquiring this, we're doing that, we're doing this. And only, like 30% of it has actually happened because there's been pivots, there's been things that have happened. Yeah. So just don't say those things, right? Like use Xbox Wire as your source of communication, and I think they're doing that now. I think there's a lot less of that.
They are very quiet.
But the problem is it's too late. Like it's too late. So I don't know how you fix it at this point, right? I think maybe you fix it by just releasing good games, and that's what they've been trying to do, and they're doing that, right? But just make good games, right? If you make good games and you just keep on that trajectory of making good games, people are going to start noticing that, hey, maybe Xbox isn't that bad. Maybe they're turning things around. They've done some really good stuff this year. And of course, people look at the negative stuff, the perfect darks and all that sort of stuff, right? Because we're humans. We always look at the negative side of things. But you don't look at all the wins that they've had. But if they go into next year and we do get Gears of War E-Day and we do get Fable, is Fable next year or is it 2026? I don't remember.
It says it will be shown off in January at the Deathwatch.
Yeah. And so we get these... Oh, Nick. We get these big games, right? That they've forecast. That's success. That's a good thing, right? If you can somehow figure out this hardware stuff and just keep working on it, maybe they'll turn the corner. I don't know. Like, they're in a really difficult position as far as optics and kind of marketing, and I don't know how to fix it, honestly.
Yeah. Next year's lineup is bigger in a lot of ways for the brand, and I think if those
it's Halo, Gears, Fable, and Forza.
Halo, Forza in Japan, Halo remake, supposedly a Halo multiplayer thing as well. That's Mr. Rebs. Mr. Rebs, nice
Not
guy,
next year.
but he said next year. Or some people are trying to say next year 2 things, but I think this upcoming week we should see the one project was hinted at by Sketch. I mean, not hinted at. He literally said one thing will be shown. Then you got Gears of War E-Day. You've got Forza in Japan, Halo, Fable supposed to be shown in January, along with like Clockwork Revolution. Jez did say State of Decay 3 delayed to 2027, given more funding, and made a hero project like one of their big 2027 release. They really believe in like that constant nonstop. And then if you're in the ecosystem, being in Game Pass matters so much, and having multiple Game of the Year contenders in Hollow Knight Silksong and Expedition 33, and they had Doom the Dark Ages. Like that April, May, June area, like if they can do that every quarter for Game Pass, then it is worth $30 for people that play a lot of stuff. But they have to keep that up. It is on them, and they promised 75 day one games. They're not even going to hit 60 this year, so they're promising an extra 15 on top of that. Like it's
just mad.
Yeah,
it's a lot. And like to your point, Dim, like I think the whole parasocial stuff of the chest beating, as you say, that was a twofold problem, because when they acquired Activision, you know, there was a lot of support from Xbox fans for the Activision acquisition, right? Because, you know, outside of, you know, Nick going, yeah, they make COD exclusive, and then you've won the console war, right? The reality is Microsoft's too big, the regulatory bodies would step in. That was what the FTC case was entirely focused on. And the polar opposite has happened, where from a community perspective, from a hardcore Xbox fan perspective, after all the acquisition sprees, it was, this Activision acquisition is for you. You know, now we're the powerhouse that's unstoppable. And the reality has been, now everything's releasing everywhere, because the focus is on, as to your point earlier, extracting as much revenue out of our projects as possible. The math of making a game has changed. I think it's a Phil Spencer direct quote, right? They look at the success of games that are everywhere, like Minecraft, like Warcraft, like Call of Duty, and they say, well, why aren't we doing that across the board? Like, and doing this whole, this is an Xbox, and for your Xbox fan, well, fuck, you feel a little bit like you've been kind of like, well, this isn't for me, it was for you, and now the division's got to hit these 40% profit margin targets for the broader company, and it's like,
it was
well, that's
35.
It's not possible technically in gaming. It's not the same industry as Azure or Windows or Office, and that's an internal problem to Microsoft. But yeah, it's an interesting time nonetheless. Like, it's been a fascinating generation, but also at the same time, I have played more games this year. It's been for me, 2025 has been like a 2007 level era of, fuck me, I've just played loads of amazing games this year. Like, some absolutely bonkers releases.
There's too much.
More coming.
Next week on Xbox has 55 games coming out. It took me 3 hours to write up the Coming on Xbox article that I did yesterday. And it's just, it never stops. Like, that was half of an entire year for the original Xbox. It's might be 20, 23, 24 grand on Steam this year. It's insane.
Well, it's bonkers. The industry is crazy. There's so much everywhere. It's harder to get seen, and yet we see more of these crazy success stories like Schedule One, like Bullpit's done very well. It sold 100,000 copies, like Balatro, like Blueprints, where these games come out of nowhere and capture this imagination. So the magic is still there. The industry is still capable of awesome stuff. I think it's just, I don't disagree with the whole mantra of, especially for someone who dots between console and PC and now handheld, like being able to play my stuff wherever the fuck I want to play it and have everything seamlessly work. Yeah, this is a world I want to live in. And I don't know why the industry is so against that. Like, that I don't ever understand. I never will. Because that's a cool thing. It's not a cool thing?
I don't know if the industry is against it.
Yeah, against it for Microsoft doing it. I don't know. Like, what's the deal?
Well, to kind of bring it back, to where I thought we would be to begin with, which is the ROG.
We were on a tangent.
Yeah, just a bit. So when the ROG was first revealed, we here and most were like, well, this is a gaming PC squeezed into a handheld with some Xbox branding and whatever, because the ROG already existed at that point. And to the point you've been sort of making now, as soon as... So back then when it was revealed, it was, well, it's not really an Xbox. It's not an Xbox. It's a Windows PC. It's not an Xbox. But then as soon as that $1,000 price point hit, it was an Xbox again. And it's like, oh my God, look at the price of this Xbox. Xbox is so stupid. And now that it's out and people are like semi-excited about it and it's doing pretty well, it's selling okay, like, you know, I've tried to hunt them down here, and shockingly at JB, they're bloody sold out.
Yeah,
and
the
it
main
now says
place-
pre-order.
Main place in the
Instead
US
of-
was Best Buy, and they're pushed back to like December again.
You can get the base one, but you can't get the X.
That's
The
why
base
they-
one I can get at
And that's why they
JB, but I
made the
can't get
base
the
one,
X.
because the base one they can make pretty easy, but the extreme chips are pretty hard to make.
Yes. And just there's a lot of disingenuous and at this point exhausting discussion, and maybe that's like, but again, I'm almost exclusively on Twitter, and that's probably why.
Bad idea.
I know, but the whole, is it an Xbox? Let me be upfront. I've never seen this thing as an Xbox, because it's ultimately not. But it's a disingenuous argument to sit there and go so hard on that aspect of it when you've seen Microsoft's marketing for the last 12 to 18 months, where they've been going, your fridge is an Xbox, your TV's an Xbox, everything's an Xbox. You can't then expect them... Like, I understand the confusion aspect from those of us in the bubble that are fully aware of everything that's going on. But what I was saying on Twitter before faux intellectual idiots were coming at me telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about. From Microsoft's perspective, you have to surely understand why they're marketing it the way they are, because they've been marketing everything as an Xbox. So why would they not market this as an Xbox? Because in the end, how much of a traditional Xbox you see it as is going to depend on how much you value your backwards compatible library. So if someone's brand new to the ecosystem, right? If someone just walks into a store and buys an ROG Ally X tomorrow, having never owned an Xbox before, isn't it an Xbox to them? Versus us, who have 800 backwards compatible games that we may not be able to play.
Again, it is Microsoft saying anything's an Xbox because the platform is Xbox. You play
Yes.
Xbox games on your PC, you're playing Xbox.
For them,
You're
it's
playing-
can you give us money? It's an Xbox.
yeah.
No, I understand that. But the people complaining about the not an Xbox stuff is those of us who are disappointed we can't play our backwards compatible games. But then and this is why this discussion could go on forever. If it's just about backwards compatibility, does that mean that the PlayStation 4 is not a PlayStation? It can't play PlayStation 1, 2, and 3
Right.
games. So does that mean the PS4 wasn't really a PlayStation? Because it was... So
it's a stupid take.
back to where, fuck Xbox, we want Xbox gone. Mate, if Xbox... Like, the only reason PlayStation and Nintendo right now give a flying fuck about backwards compatibility is because of Xbox.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Xbox bringing it back with Xbox One and having the OG and 360 backwards compatibility
Championing
that
it.
everyone went absolutely bonkers for, and then the way they set up that infrastructure going forward, if it wasn't for that, what, you reckon the PS5 would have played PS4 games? Burdes. No chance. And Nintendo definitely wouldn't have bothered with the Switch.
There was an amazingly good tweet or skeet from Chris Scullion on Blue Sky that I need to find again. I shared to John. But essentially it was just, this is their Wii U era, where as at that time, everyone was really looking to kick Nintendo while they were down. And any news that came out, they were just looking to shit on them. It's like, there are legitimate things to be annoyed at Microsoft about. But right now, people are just looking for any excuse as to why. He's like, it was already bored out of my mind by the, but is it really an Xbox debate over the ROG Xbox Ally? But what if these people buy it expecting to play console games? As if these theoretical people will drop a literal grand on something without doing any research at all. I know putting the boot into Xbox is the trend now, but it feels like it's at the stage where Nintendo was during the Wii U era, where it could do literally anything and people will leap in two-footed studs up to continue the doomed narrative. And it's like, yeah.
Yes.
Pretty much.
And it is fair enough. Like, if I was to buy Battlefield 6 on Xbox tomorrow and then decide to buy an ROG, I can't then play that copy of Battlefield 6 on it. I have to go buy it again. So, yes, that's why, another reason why for me it's not an Xbox, like, at all. Where I think Microsoft's biggest I think their biggest fumble in terms of this next step in their journey to Xbox being everything, because that's what the ROG is. It's the flagship device for their new future where they're everywhere. So there'll be a perfect device somewhere down the line that just does it all and it's amazing and this, that, the other. The ROG is probably not that, but it's a very good first step. Their biggest fumble for me was Play Anywhere. Back when they launched it, from the moment they launched it, it should have just been the standard for all of their titles.
Yeah.
Like, Master Chief Collection's not Play Anywhere, which is nuts. That is nutso. Doom Eternal, Doom 2016. There's like a bunch of games, and they're going back and retroactively adding Play Anywhere to other older titles. Their titles should be the start.
The
Go
reason
back and
we've
make
heard
all of your titles.
before that it isn't that is the license the person bought at the time. If it was opted out of Play Anywhere or Play Anywhere didn't exist, it can be really hard legally to make it Play Anywhere. Also, if they like Resident Evil 2 remake is Play Anywhere, but 3 is not, and that's because most likely Capcom did not want to bring Reverse onto Windows PC because they were literally shutting it down a few months later, which is why a lot of people assume they didn't do it there. But a lot of times, like with why are there no more Activision games in Game Pass, outside of them wanting people to keep buying COD, so they're going to stop kind of doing it with COD. It's always licensing in some weird way. Yeah, we were told literally it's anything that's not on there now, they are all licensing issues.
Yeah. Another thing I was told literally as well, just quick one. I think Dim said it earlier. Just let the games do the talking. And I won't say who I was speaking to at Microsoft, but I asked the question, is like, do you guys like ever get like frustrated with the way that sometimes headlines are framed, and and it's never just the news, there's always an opinion kind of thrown into that news to slant it in a direction. And effectively the response was, and I'm paraphrasing, we're just heads down getting games out. That's what we're focusing on this year. And I was like,
which is the right thing to do.
It's the right approach. Yeah. Right? At some point, they'll make. Do you think they'll ever have that moment though? That
they win the Game Awards. Game of the year.
That it's a Microsoft first-party game that from a team that they didn't acquire, so you can't caveat it. Do you think it will ever happen?
Do you think Fable has a chance?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Why do you think that is?
Look at Ghost of Yotai, right? Its Metacritic is lower than Halo Infinite, if I'm not mistaken. Am I?
Yeah,
well, roughly the same.
Roughly the same.
Lower remember Halo Infinite? How it got absolutely
glowing reviews.
Destroyed?
Well, it got glowing reviews.
It got glowing reviews.
Yes, but the general perception. Yes.
Yeah.
Same with Starfield.
But people are talking about Ghost of Yotai like it's a Game of the Year contender.
Well, Ghost of Tsushima was an 81 and same with Death Stranding. Death Stranding was an 81 and got nominated.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, John, no, it's unlikely.
No.
Unlikely.
Would you say that that's because the people that are in the juries that vote on the Game Awards
they don't play an Xbox. They don't play on Xbox. They don't care.
So now because Microsoft publishes everything everywhere, will that now change? Because Indiana Jones is on PS5. That was a Game of the Year contender. It should be in the running for this year, right?
It has no chance.
Yeah, but it won't.
The only one that ever had a chance from December was Smash Brothers. Nothing else will ever have a chance.
When is Jeff Keighley going to invite XboxEra to be on the jury?
I thought Metroid Prime 4. Metroid Prime 4 would be a December one that has a chance.
Next year, yeah.
Yeah,
if
maybe
it's good,
next.
but that stupid fucking bike kind of kills what a Metroid game is for me.
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because I've got it pre-ordered and I'm waiting.
Well, yeah, same. I'm expecting it to be good, right?
I'm really curious on that one because I like Metroid. I played Metroid Prime Remastered. I played 2. I've never played. I don't think I played 3 or like other M. But it's a series I enjoy. But everything leading up to 4 has confused me.
Why?
It's been such a weird production. It's so long.
It has been in development for a long time. It really has to kind of
I hope
do
it's great.
good. I think it will.
No arguing in chat. Be nice. Don't make me start muting.
It got completely rebooted, didn't it?
Yeah.
Did, but that was a
one
long
point.
time ago.
And it's by a good studio, so I'm hopeful.
By a great
John,
studio.
we're gonna have to figure out. I'm gonna need a Switch 2 for reviewing Xbox games on it at some point.
Yeah. Man,
Oh, that
be
way.
nice.
No.
It says there pre-ordered and the upgrade pack. It's
110.
ready to go, man. Yeah, 110 Australian dollars. Yeah, it's ready to go. I've got them ordered. Just quickly, super chat from Shadowless AU, Cam. I interrupt this serious chat to thank Nick for being a coffee connoisseur. Yes, Cam's in the city in Melbourne, and he's like, where can I get good coffee? And I didn't realise that Axel, the brand that I love, has like coffee roasters in the city. So I'm like going, yeah, here. So he's going to go and try an Axel coffee if any of them are awake. But, open. But yes,
Another super
Axel
chat.
coffee is so good.
Yeah, we've got a super chat
is
from
there?
Grand Benefactor.
Grand Benefactor Assassin.
Yeah, I
Assassin,
shush him. The problem with the This Is an Xbox campaign is that Microsoft built up the Xbox brand over 20 years with the consoles as the main pillar. It's like replacing the foundation of a skyscraper with chewing gum.
No.
Yeah, and
I mean, I think
and that's the thing.
It's about trying to replace one foundation with another. Buy our console for everything versus, please just buy our shit anywhere. We don't care. Console's best, but it's a very quick transition. Probably when normally it would have taken longer.
But what Assassin is saying is why I understand Dim and John's argument about it's all about the games, just make it about the games. Yes, but I feel like that has less of an impact when you don't have the hardware support. Like, so that's great. Oh, wow, Microsoft's making really good games. Oh, but no one buys Xbox. Why would I buy an Xbox? I'll just get it on PlayStation.
You're right. You're right, Nick. I mean, because they've kind of diluted the brand, right? It's like, this is an Xbox is like all over the place. It is less about the games. The games kind of where do the games live anymore? Like I can play them here, I can play them here, which is great. But on the flip side, it also kind of dilutes it as well. It's not just one place. It's like everywhere. And depending on who you are and what type of system that you have, whether it's cloud, mobile, handheld, Xbox, whatever, you'll have a different experience. And a lot of the times, if your game is kind of all over the place, then a lot of people just tend to be like, I'll check it out because I can play it whenever I want to play it, but not necessarily maybe put the time in to sit down and play something. I do think that the dilution of Xbox, their games across different hardware platforms has been a negative thing for them. But I also understand the reason why they had to do that. Like I'm very clear on that. Like I understand that, they have to make money. They have to, continue, right? They have to continue to build it and grow. But I was never a fan of, games on PlayStation or games on Switch. I think that was a mistake, personally.
Well, I mean, we're in a generation that is still built all around. We're used to the company's games only being on their thing. When my kids couldn't give two shits about it, their friends don't care, and like no one of that age group of like 14 up through early 20s is buying consoles really. Matt Piscatella goes on about it all the time. The biggest threat to the gaming industry we knew and grow up with is just how much other shit there is to do and how conditioned the new players have been on free-to-play. Like, free-to-play is what they know.
The other thing is we live in a fast world these days where content is just thrown at us at a rapid rate of knots, right? Where we just consume content and we move on. We consume, we move on. We consume and move on. Dude, back in the day, I bought one Super Nintendo game a month, and I played the absolute shit out of it. I beat it 50 damn ways left and right until I knew every little secret. Now, you said there's 50, would you say 55 games are coming out?
Yeah, it's the most I've ever seen on a week on Xbox, 55.
This is a different world that we live in now. There is just so much stuff thrown at us all the time. And, being... and you have to have something that kind of stands above everything else. And that's why I personally think it's about the games. If you make good games, people will play those games. But I understand your point, Nick, definitely. And again, I don't like the fact that they're making their games available on other platforms. I don't think it was a good
It
good
hasn't
idea.
been all of them though, which has been interesting. Like Avowed still hasn't go over. It will most likely.
South of Midnight.
South of Midnight didn't go over. Keeper hasn't gone over. I think it'll definitely be eventually most things happen right away or with a relatively short time frame, but they've got to get everyone kind of built up for that.
Yeah, it comes down to the studio's capabilities, right? Like people throwing their toys out the pram that are confused messaging because Forza Horizon Japan or 6 is it's coming to PlayStation, but it'll be after launch, so it's exclusive to console on Xbox for a little while, and then they'll catch up. And it's purely because the team's hard at work getting it running on PC and Xbox, and
that's what I mean.
With a partner.
So
but it's the reality of game development versus what people want.
That's right. Those disingenuous discussions that I see now I've seen some Xbox fans on Twitter going, see, Microsoft does care about exclusivity. They're making Forza Horizon 6 timed exclusive. It's like, no, they haven't gone, ooh, this is a good game, we better keep it exclusive. This is Playground probably not able to make both versions at the same time. So wait a little bit, because there's probably going to be another studio porting it to PlayStation 5 and probably Switch 2 later.
And also, it kind of argues against it's just about the games, because, and like this is, again, we're getting into the weeds here, but if it was just about the games, everyone that wanted Forza Horizon 5 would have already owned it, right? It was out on Xbox and PC for 4 years. You would have played it, right? If you loved racing games, you would have played it. And yet, no, it releases on PlayStation 5, sold millions of copies because there is a subset of gamers, because it's the default platform. It is name a video game console, PlayStation. It's that on Nintendo. Xbox is third for a reason. And like, if I'm Microsoft and you make a game and you keep it exclusive and it costs you 150 million to make, and then because your audience is smaller, you can't get that money back. So from a business perspective, if I release it everywhere else, and it makes it viable again and makes it work. And I think Sony have the same problem. If you're releasing and spending 300 million on, I don't know, Spider-Man 3 or whatever, but only 3 million of your console user base buy it because you're the default console. So most people on your console are playing Fortnite and Apex and, whatever, insert Roblox. Well, have you made your money back by keeping it just on your platform? Yes, it makes your platform look attractive, but is it sustainable for you?
It's actually those games. I feel like the Twitter bubble really doesn't truly acknowledge the impact the black hole games have had on everything and everyone. Yeah. Like Fortnite, Rocket League, Roblox, Minecraft, like the impact those games have had.
The top 10, every platform's top 10 is almost impossible to get through.
Like, if you look at the FTC case and you look at why Sony fought so hard with the FTC and the CMA to make sure COD wasn't made exclusive, the reason that is because most of Sony's money doesn't come from their own games. It comes from Call of Duty. It comes from Fortnite. That's why that Fortnite deal that they've had for PlayStation Plus, where you get the Fortnite skins. There's a different skin bundle like every month or so where you get it for free. And same with Rocket League. Xbox has Apex Legends ones, and although I think Sony has too. All of that is actually where all their money is made and was driving everything Sony was doing during that FTC case. And I feel like that's not quite acknowledged enough in this whole list warring about who's got the best first party, this, that, the other. It's like, man, those games, in terms of money being made, those games really don't matter much outside of Nintendo.
Yeah.
Again, Nintendo is their own thing. They're a separate island unicorn situation where it's all about their first party. But with Xbox and PlayStation, it's the third party that does all the heavy lifting in terms of generating revenue for them all. And that's why they fought so hard.
Man, you could chat about this topic for ages. Suffice to say, industry's going through some transitionary steps and journeys.
It's been going through a lot for a long time, and I think coverage is finally catching up to that. Just how different everything is.
It is an odd one. But, hey, the Xbox ROG Ally X-Ray Vision is here.
Because of all of the tariffs. It would be cheaper without them. Macroeconomic conditions.
I see the people...
I still think it would be expensive.
Well, it would be... The other one was $800. It would probably have been $900 because the Z2 Extreme is a lot more expensive to make.
From a UK perspective, the price on both is absolutely super great, like, for what they are. Like, $499 for the Ally, the standard Ally.
And that is the other thing. It's really well priced outside of America, but coverage is extremely American-focused.
Extremely American-centric.
But you don't have the tariffs. You don't have the same macroeconomic conditions.
Correct. So it's super, super interesting times. But
it's $1,600 in Australia. The X. Yeah. $1,600.
That's like £300.
That's a lot.
So the one you've got, Dim, is $1,000. Is $1,000.
What?
And the Ally X is... Yeah, but if you think about it, like a gaming laptop, so most gaming laptops, so Dim, for you, because you know JB Hi-Fi, if you were to jump on JB's website, a gaming laptop with even 16 gig of RAM, they're still in the $1,500 plus range.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
Minimum.
You were just showing us Metroid Prime 4 was $110.
110.
The direct translate USD to AUD, it's 1540, but that's 1,600s with tax, right?
Yeah, 10%. It's a 10% GST.
So
it's actually not.
It's essentially 1-to-1, almost a little less.
Yeah. So, and again, this thing's got 24 gig of RAM, and it's got the new processor. And I feel like everyone forgets about Thunderbolt. Like, if you look at devices that have Thunderbolt 4, they're always way pricier than the ones that don't. I don't know what it is about Thunderbolt 4, but for some reason that seems to jack up the price.
You have to pay Intel. I think it's Intel, right?
Is that Intel's tech?
I
thought it was Apple's. I thought Thunderbolt 4 was Apple's, or am I confusing
Thunderbolt?
That? Or maybe it's both of them. Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I tell you what, I'm just seeing some comments in the chat about how, the Ally only gets, from Portal Player, the Ally seems to only get 720p 30. And I think that's one thing that these handhelds have made me revisit. Because, like, for our reviews coming up, I've been capturing lots of footage on the device.
It'll be Ninja Gaiden on Monday.
It will. There'll be I won't talk about.
We can't say anything about the quality, but it will be in there.
It will be in there, but it is, and this isn't referencing specific games, but that whole it's only 30 FPS. Like, I'm usually a 60 FPS or bust, but I think as we step into this world, there is a reality of embracing the tools. And I'm not talking about frame gen or FSR, but stuff like the VRR screen. If you can get a game running at 40, I think it's 40.
Well, Dim would know from the
it's
Steam Deck.
120 hertz screen.
Steam Decks are 90. You want Steam Deck games to run at 45.
The OLED's 90. I have a regular Steam Deck. I don't have 90.
Yeah. But the OLED at 90, if you can lock things at 45, looks fantastic. Like,
my broader point is that there needs to be a little bit of a mental reset of, I'm playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, a massive modern open world RPG on a freaking handheld device. Reset your brain. You aren't going to achieve 4K 60 on that, right? You need to. Okay, what am I accepting to play else? And I think you'll find that, actually, I can accept 30 FPS or I can accept 40 FPS.
The VRR really helps on that one too.
The VRR helps. Like, the amount of times I was capturing footage for my video review and for, reviewing games where I was like, I had to stop doing it. I was playing, but I would often look up at my capture screen on a standard monitor and I'd be like, oh, God, that looks juddery as fucking shit. It's not in front of me in my hands. It's completely different. Because it's not a one-to-one, because it's not playing on a VRR screen where it's being captured. So there is a little bit of mental reset when you're playing on one of these to be like, actually, some things are acceptable and are okay.
So on my ROG, my ROG Xbox Ally.
You got it.
I've been testing if some games... Look, normally, they kind of tell you, check out these games because they run really well. I only played what was in my library, and the games that I tried was Silent Hill 2, which is a game that has issues pretty much on any PC. But I was getting, you mentioned 720p, 30 frames per second is the target. I think that's a fair thing to say. You can probably get high frame rates. I've seen it push as high as like 50 frames per second. But if you want to smooth out those frame rates, 720p, 30 FPS, it's going to lock it at that performance. I also tried out Avowed as well. Again, I turned the ray tracing off because apparently it was running the whole time. So I went back and disable it, but I was getting between 35 to 50 frames per second on that at 720p. So I'm playing everything at 720p because that's kind of what the recommended settings are for the ROG Xbox Ally. And I also tried Resident Evil 4 Remake to see, because that's a little bit older. That ran better, but I was hoping I could get that at 60, but I could not. So right now, I haven't had any success in getting anything locking at 60 frames per second, except for Gears of War
Reloaded, which is one of their. That's one of their ones that is.
So I was very happy to see that running on the ROG Ally at
the Asus ROG Xbox Ally.
I'll get it. I'll get it right eventually.
Yeah,
but it runs great on that, and that's the type of stuff I'm looking for. Like, I think if they can tune these games to make them run really well on handheld experience, get rid of all that bloat crap, get more performance out.
Yeah.
We're onto something here.
You should try Doom the Dark Ages. It just got patched over the weekend for it. For Steam Deck
that's definitely on the list of games. The only other game I tried to run and I'm having issues with, I don't know if it's just me, I can't get Indiana Jones and the Great Circle to run on my device.
That does require ray tracing.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to get it to run. I just want to kind of run it and see if I can just drop everything to low settings and see what it looks like. But unfortunately, I think with the ray tracing thing, it's probably not going to work.
The worst one for me was when I first got the device, I installed all 149 gig of Forza Horizon 5. And I was like, wow. And it runs incredibly well. Like locked 60 or higher, 1080p. Looks fantastic, 7-inch screen, glorious. And I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. And then I install everything else, blah, 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 blah. 2 days later, I'm like, right, time to capture footage. And Forza just wouldn't run. It just crashed as soon as it loaded in. I was like, what's going on? No error message, no nothing. I'm like, I ain't re-downloading all of this. So I just didn't bother capturing Forza Horizon 5 at all. But, I mean, like, if you look at my review, I got Battlefield 6 running at locked 60 FPS. On this handheld, and because the controller is so good, like the layout, it's actually viable to play. And then I plugged in my X-Real glasses, and I'm playing 60 FPS Battlefield on a virtual 120-inch screen on my sofa, and I'm just like, this is awesome.
Like, you can take that on a plane. I'm very curious to see how COD runs on it.
Well.
I tried to install it. But I ran out of disk space because it's 200 gigs.
They need to fix that. They need to fix how big it is.
Should I be lucky enough to manage to get a Asus Republic of Gamers Xbox Ally X? The game that I'm going to run on it straight away once I discovered it was Play Anywhere is Balatro. That's like, oh my god,
glee in Nick's fingers I could feel through his text when I told him Balatro was Play Anywhere when it hit Game Pass.
I was like, oh.
Because progress.
I bought it on Switch and I had to start all over again. I'm like, oh god, I can't be fucked starting all over again in Balatro. And then I downloaded it on my iPhone when it came to Apple Arcade. Again, starting all over again. I'm like, this game needs cross progression so desperately because people want to be able to play Balatro wherever, but you don't want to have to re-unlock everything.
Yeah.
So once Jesse's like, Balatro's Play Anywhere, I'm like, oh my god, what? It's Play Anywhere.
Game changer.
I'm like, oh, here we go. If I can get one of these things, I am playing so much Balatro and Hades. I already bought Hades on Epic, so I could have cross-save with my Switch version. And then I'll eventually get Hades 2 when it goes on sale. But, man. Hopefully I can get one. Asus, if you're listening.
Quick one, Portal Player in the chat is Battlefield 6 at 720p. No, it's at 1080p on the
the X is
Xbox Ally.
The X focuses on 1080. The regular non. So people always say, "Why isn't it called the S?" It's because it's an ASUS device. ASUS had the Ally and the Ally X. So the Xbox Ally focuses on 720.
Also, making a fuss about 720, folks.
Small screen.
You are playing games on a 7-inch screen. 720p can look great. Like I'm not making excuses. It's a tiny freaking screen. You know, like if you ever watched, you know, if one of your mates brought round a pirated movie, right? And like, here's a pirated movie, and it was like a shitty cam, and like if you blew it up on a big 60-inch TV, it would look like crap. But you could watch it on a phone; it was kind of acceptable. Because when it shrinks down, the detail isn't so stretched out. So 720p on a 7-inch screen is fine. If you're planning on plugging it in and playing on your 60-inch 4K TV, yeah, it's going to look like shit.
I got some rage bait showing right now. Shuhei Yoshida is playing Ghost of Tsushima on his Xbox Ally.
He posted about it on Twitter that he's got it, and then he, in brackets, he was like, "It's not really an Xbox.
It's a PC." He said, "Yeah,
yeah."
Oh dear.
Have any of you? We need to do a second Netflix for this. War of the Worlds movie from Amazon. It's the worst thing.
That's the one we should do the movie commentary on.
Yes. Okay, we're doing that.
I already listened. I listened to the How Did This Get Made podcast on it. Mm-hmm. So that you know that movie was made during COVID, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it was trying to figure out a way to make movies where people aren't close to each other, and most of the special effects are temp work. Also, we should probably get 2 questions for Mr. Dim because we don't have them all night.
Yeah. I don't know how. He
wrote in chat.
I've got now. Okay.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. They don't pay attention. That's why I always got to yell at them.
That's fine. So I'll cover off a couple of other interesting news bits, and then we'll jump into some community questions.
There was one really quick I put in. I don't know if you want to talk about the Mr. Rebs one. He's greatly refuting the reporting of his everything in Halo CE Remake is AI infused, and he's like, no, there's some specific things, and then there's procedural stuff. If you actually watch the video. Turns out that cesspool that is Resetera, they are in their full kick Xbox at any moment phase. So,
like, Mr. Rebs, I would just say, like, the problem with just coming out and saying stuff, especially if you're right about some things, like you were absolutely right, and we confirmed your report about the studios that are working on the new Halo. Which we're going to see next week. Does it feel weird that we're going to see a new Halo?
I can't wait. I can't wait.
And the rumor is, the scuttlebutt is that this is a remake.
Yeah.
It's a remaster, not
remake.
A
that
remake
includes
of
some
Halo
modern
CE.
elements.
It'll have sprint because every freaking game does.
And all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Imagine how good the flood reveal will be now. Like, spoiler!
I'm excited. If this really is a proper remake and it's got some modern touches to it,
with your boy Pierre behind it.
Yeah, I think it could be incredible. I'm very excited.
Are you a big Halo fan, Dim? Would you be all over a Halo CE remake?
Yeah, I've got a few hundred hours in Infinite. I'd be all over it. I don't know, guys. I don't read any of this bullshit online anymore. Like, I'm sure Rebs has got info on stuff. I don't read any of this stuff online. I don't care. I just rather just be surprised when these announcements hit. In fact, I didn't even know that Halo was being rebooted until maybe about 3 or 4 days ago when Spawnwave told me about it. I don't read this stuff. I don't follow this stuff anymore. I've pretty much checked out of anything rumor related. Sorry,
good man.
Well, that's John can tell you it entirely pushes the industry. Like any rumor, even the Tim Dog saying Xbox is getting out of hardware in a forum post saying that was like worth 30-40 grand if you jumped on it over the weekend. We were literally someone told us we got 250,000 hits by reporting on this rumor. And it's like, we might get that in a month if we're lucky. And that would pay me and John for a very long time if it happened in 2 days. But nope. If we got to get that every month, we hire Nick immediately.
He's banned the rumor mill.
Nope.
But the thing is,
left it there and reported on him.
To Dim's point, though, like, we knew, like, I had the documentation, I had the leaks, I had all of the stuff. I could have written a story on it Forza Horizon 5. I had it before I went out to Gamescom. Forza Horizon 6 going to be in Japan, partnership with car manufacturer, blah 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 blah. And I was like, it's going to be announced in 3 weeks in September. Like, why the fuck would I? What value is in this? Yes, from a business, perspective of making XboxEra some money from clicks, fine. But it's just ruining a surprise.
And it's close. Like, that was the...
It's so close. It's like a dick move. And I just couldn't do it.
the-
I was just like, nah, I'm sat on it.
Daniel
So why
Ahmad,
not?
the Yuga EX, like, he stopped doing it because he was literally like the day before a showcase and just give him the whole rundown, or when Nick did that bullshit with friggin' Dune and what if there's Dune in Flight Sim? Wouldn't it be crazy? I was like, Jesus Christ, Nick, come on.
Oh, it was
These are my predictions. Why?
But yeah,
John's like, that's so oddly specific.
I was so close to muting you, man.
yeah, what a dickhead. But yeah, Halo being remade, going back to where it all began in super fancy Unreal Engine 5 graphical fidelity with potentially new game mechanics, an expanded world. Like, I hope it's not a beat for beat. I hope they go wide and they adjust and they surprise. But
you can't
the
have
idea
modern
of Halo
gameplay
being he just
like
interrupts, doesn't he?
Yep.
Just interrupts. I'm sorry, chat. You're all right. You're
barely
all correct.
talked today. I had to interrupt to finally get a word in edgewise. But I was agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Modern gameplay doesn't work with the old level designs.
Yeah, I'm super intrigued about.
Well,
what
it's
that's gonna
interesting, right? Because Halo Combat Evolved has already been remade twice, right?
be.
Remastered.
Remastered.
Well, what was the 360 one where you could toggle between the old?
That was Halo Anniversary.
Halo
and then
Anniversary.
It was ported into Master Chief Collection.
Okay.
And it was
Master Chief,
ported
and
to
then-
Windows
Master
Vista.
Chief. Got it. So I already feel like they've done this. So I feel like if they're going to do this again, I'm with you guys. I think they should add some new modern features to it if they can.
Yeah.
The rumors are full-on UE5 with
Yep.
some of Halo Reach's blam brought in with
Hybrid
plugins.
engine.
So not the Oblivion remaster running over an Unreal Engine
The
5
original
running
code,
over Gamebryo, but bringing in some original code to Unreal Engine 5 to make it feel like Halo while remaking the game this time. Not
I'm
just
so
remastering.
I want it to be
excited.
good. I hope they don't fuck it up. I hope
Yeah,
it's good.
I can't wait.
Which is why, dear Mr. Rebs, if you hear one thing from one source,
Nick?
unless you've got like fully documented evidence, because as soon as you say it out loud, it will get misconstrued and it will spread like wildfire. And then you're having to retract and clarify. And it's no one cares about your clarification at this point. It is just about what you first said. And that's the rumor now. And it's ruined everybody's day.
Starfield's coming to PlayStation.
Hey,
It actually is next year, according to Jez.
Yeah, I know. Shock. But yeah, I'm excited to see Halo again. Elsewhere in news,
The news I actually wanted to lead with, which is that Tomonobu Itagaki-san has passed away during the week.
yeah,
Very sad.
that's a bummer.
Very,
That
very
is-
sad.
Yes.
Especially
Yeah.
as a new Ninja Gaiden is about to kind of like look. I know
Yeah.
he didn't have a hand in this particular game in terms of its development, but he was the original father of the franchise, right? It's such
Yes.
a bad timing.
Dead or
he didn't get
Alive.
to-
Dead or Alive, Ninja Gaiden.
He liked
Like,
hot
you know,
women.
He also
Don't we all?
put his money on Xbox, the OG Xbox stuff.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
some of the very best games, not only for that Xbox, OG Xbox, but for the generation at the time. Like, incredible. If you go back and play Ninja Gaiden Black and Dead or Alive 2 and 3 was Xbox OG,
Yeah, it
4
was.
was 360. Those games still look incredible. A lot of them, I think they're either I think they're 720p widescreen. Even if they're not, they're so fluid.
So
and
bright.
He brought just an extra dimension to fighting games. Remember Dead or Alive when it came out? Like you could like smash through the windows, and then the stage, would drop down onto the next part.
So cool.
Stuff like that was just not even a thing in fighting games back then. Just incredible
All
stuff.
the jiggling.
Yeah, I was about to say the first Dead or Alive, they needed a hook to take you away from Tekken and Virtua Fighter, and it was definitely the jiggling that was that initial hook. But there was an unbelievable fighting game underneath all of that. But like Dim was alluding to, Itagaki outside, so Halo is credited as the game that like created the Xbox brand, but from a third-party perspective, Itagaki is like top of the list in terms of giving Xbox any kind of relevance, especially in Japan.
Yeah.
With everything he was doing. Just
absolutely.
Absolute legend.
Yeah.
Absolute legend.
Awful news.
Very, very
really.
sad.
It is.
He was only 58.
And like I feel like Rockstar
Oh my
developers
God,
like
really?
him. Yeah, he was really young. Rockstar developers like him are like I'm not going to say that for praise, but they're not common anymore.
Few and
You know
far
what I mean?
between.
Yeah, and I remember I'm sure it was the Kinect reveal, like back in the 360 day.
Yes.
Like there was a shot
in
of
the
him or an
poncho.
interview with him, and he's got the phone. He was like,
In the
"What
poncho.
fuck it?" He just walked out confused.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
"What the fuck is this shit, Microsoft?"
Seamus Blackley's been
I don't
posting
know.
a lot about him and just saying what an amazingly kind person he was. Always quick with a smile and help and a lot of stuff. So a lot of people who knew him seem to really like him.
Yeah.
Dim, do you own the Dead or Alive OG Xbox games via backwards compatibility?
I have the physical games, the original physical games, if that's what you're asking. Like the physical OG Xbox games.
Yeah. Oh, I've got those too, but I rebought them digitally because it was just easier.
I don't think so. I know that I have Ninja Gaiden. I definitely know that because I did that for a Series S video when I went back and tested back compat, but some of them I don't have. So I haven't tried
Ninja
that
Gaiden
one.
looks so good.
Do you want to know something that will make?
Chuck your disc in, your Dead or Alive 3 disc, chuck it into your Series X. It looks, because it's all been, it's got those free enhancements. Man, Dead or Alive 3, man, shit, that holds up.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
it looks incredible.
Oh my God.
It's funny. I this will offend anyone that collects physical games, right? Because I don't give two shits, right? I don't care about that sort of thing. I was clearing out because I'm moving house literally on Monday, so this room is empty apart from this setup, which is getting demolished tomorrow morning. And I was going through like my shelves and my storage, and I had a stack in the corner here by that. You can't see it on camera, but there's a brick stack here, and there was a stack of 360 OG Xbox games, Halo 2 Steelbook, all of that stuff.
What did you do with it?
And a stack on top of that of like about 20 different Blu-ray movies. And I've got a 6-yard skip outside.
Wow.
And I was walking out with the Blu-ray movies, and this family was walking past, and I just jokingly went, "You got a Blu-ray player? Do you want any discs?" And they were like, "Oh, what you got?" And I was like, loads of kid films and Indiana Jones and this, that, and the other. And they were like, "Oh," and then I came back out again, and I just thought, fuck it, because they're just going to sit there and gather dust. I don't care about them. Fucking big stack of games. Like, "You guys play Xbox?" Yeah, they're 2 kids with them. And they were like, "Oh my God, yeah." I was like, "This should be back compat. Take this." I just gave them all to them. Gone. Rather than chuck them in the skip.
Really?
Okay.
But
Better.
They're worth money, dude. I just sold Dead or Alive 1-2 Collection Ultimate from OG Xbox, or OG Xbox.
Yep.
Sold it for like 50 or 60 Australian dollars.
the amount of people that have said to me over the last week, like, "Oh, you should eBay that." And I'm like, I don't have the fucking time or the care to sit there and try and eBay all of this crap. Like, I just want to clear it out and get it gone. So there's been a lot of skip fairies diving into my skip over the last week and a half and just taking stuff to the point where like one of them pulled up and I was like, "Hey, do you want to wash the machine and tumble dryer?" And they were like, "Yeah." Literally took them outside. He just took them on his van. They were gone. Didn't even have to put them in the
We
skip.
call it dumpster diving here in the US. John.
A lot of people in the UK use a phrase that is a little bit like not correct politically, to like not nice to say. It's a little bit on the racist side, so I avoid saying it. Skip fairies is my new moniker for this group of people that like to do it. But they were going through picking out kids' toys. The funniest thing was, and I've got a photo of him, the guy that I caught, and he knocked on my door and asked if he could have this stuff. I opened the door. He's wearing a fucking XboxEra hoodie. an old one that's too big for me that had a tear in it here. And I was like, you've already been in my skip and you're wearing my clothes. This is fucking bizarre. It's really weird. But yeah. Anyways, in other news...
there's no more news. We love our patrons.
Oh, okay. We do love our patrons. It's true.
The only other news is PlayStation's looking for talented people in AI generation, like Midjourney, for their Dark Outlaws game.
Oh,
that's always a good sign.
Like, oh, cool. That's the AI. Like, there's legitimately useful AI for coding, like super useful. Lets you cut through a lot of bullshit. But the actual image and video generation stuff, I hate.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah. All right, let's talk about our patrons. And I just want to give a shout out because we've had like quite a few people watching this evening. So big thank you to everyone that's tuned in, hung out in the chat tonight. We appreciate you. Do hit that like button. If it's your first time watching us tonight, consider hitting subscribe. If you love what we do, if you love all the reviews and all the Xbox Ally X ROG,
and if you're worried about John being super
ROG
Republic of Gamers,
if you don't want John to be super echoey, he won't be next week.
Yeah, this is the last episode in this room ever.
Bye, Master.
This is gone. Bye, glorious Halo wallpaper. Like, I am so sad about it. I'm probably gonna have a little cry tomorrow. But yeah, it's starting on Tuesday. I should be back online. We should be good for headlines if I can build everything and sort the internet out and all that stuff.
Nick, you should join us on Tuesday's headlines to talk about Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, Nick.
Yeah, no worries.
Stay up really late.
Starts at like midnight my time.
But we are supported by our Patreon community. So if you care about having an outlet that tries to play as much as possible and review as much as possible on Xbox, and we actually play here, consider
all 4
supporting
day
us
ones
directly.
next week.
Yeah, support us directly on patreon.com/XboxEra. One of the perks for doing that is you get to send us in a little question every week if you're a Patreon member, as well as getting access to super secret Cool Kids Club on both the Discord and the forum. And we're going to go through those community questions right now.
And if you want to see more of this face, which let's be real,
we need to.
We all want that.
If we could quintuple the Patreon, we can hire Nick.
Yep.
I'm not
for
kidding.
A whopping
that much.
900 Australian a month. You are welcome.
Yeah, that'll work.
That'll work.
Okay. Now I want to. Where is it? I'm gonna just. Okay, here we go. Jesse. I'm gonna go to
the very first form.
Okay. The form. Yep.
One is for We'll hit the dim ones first.
Soundmage, I guess, or Chris. I don't know. MVG. What are your thoughts on the Play Anywhere program? There are many projects you have worked on at places, present and past, that I wish supported this feature, but developers/publishers either don't understand it or maybe they're not permitted to discuss the program in some way. Would you commit to using it in the future?
I mean, I will say that I think it's a great feature to have. I can definitely see the value of it. Again, we were just been talking about this, right? The last couple of hours about some of the games that support it, some of them that don't, and the frustrations that you have when the games don't. I think it's really awesome. But I will also say that during my years of working in the industry, it's never been anything that's ever come up for us or for anything that I've ever worked on in the past. So what does that mean? Well, I think that, I don't know, maybe, Microsoft needs to do a better job in trying to promote that, to their partners, right? The ones that are working on Xbox games specifically. I think they could definitely do a better job there. But the question is it really up to them to push it to developers to maybe take a look at, or is it the other way around? The developers need to focus more on it. I don't really know the answer. But what I can say is it's very much in the same type of thing as haptic feedback and these kind of
impulse triggers.
Well, yeah, because game development is so long and arduous, right? That and the deadlines are always tight, right? You got to ship on this date. You gotta meet this target, right? Sometimes some of these extra nice to have features just don't make the cut. Unfortunately, I feel like Play Anywhere is one of those features that may not, does get overlooked in that scenario. But I'm all about it. Like I've, again, with the ROG Xbox Ally that I've been using,
Public of Gamers.
I just call it Xbox Ally.
Being able to pull my save files from, some of my games is phenomenal. I want to see that happen.
The guy who made Demon's Tilt is Play Anywhere, and he said I never did any work to make a PC version for Xbox. I literally just clicked the Play Anywhere button on the thing, and they made one. So that does seem to be a reason why a lot of the Xbox Play Anywhere versions might be behind Steam sometimes, is because I do think Microsoft behind the scenes does the work occasionally, which definitely has helped.
I mean,
the program
Arc Raiders,
almost 2,000 now games.
Arc Raiders, which I played a little bit of this weekend, is quite a hype game for what it is, and that is Play Anywhere.
Yep.
So and that's really important to me, because there are going to be times where I want to play on console on my sofa, and there are going to be times where I want to get like hyper locked in and play on PC in the ultra wide with the surround sound and all of that jazz. And I'm like, oh, we're going to get that version. Obviously, why wouldn't I? Because it can do both. I'm not going to double dip on two different platforms with cross progression. Like it's a no brainer. I do want to see more devs do it. Like it's such a cool feature.
So from a development perspective, Dim, and if you can't say, that's fine. Are you familiar with it? And if you are, and you're allowed to say, is it easy or is it a bit tricky to implement? Is it relatively simple to implement? Do you know?
I do. I've looked at the API. It's not difficult to implement. Any type of value add features like this, they're usually not difficult to include, but it is... There's always a cost associated with stuff like this, right? Because now all of a sudden you have to test scenarios. So QA has to get involved in testing scenarios that they normally wouldn't test for. So anytime you add new features, it means that you have to spend more money, right? And again, budgets for video games are kind of usually fleshed out most of the time at the start, right?
At the start.
So you kind of, come up with your list of things that you want to have. And unfortunately, like I said, a lot of the time stuff like Play Anywhere just doesn't make it because it's not really anything people are thinking about at the time. But I'd love to see more of it. I want to see more games have it. I've seen the frustration with games that don't have it. You mentioned Balatro, right? We've all had scenarios where we would love to see something like that.
Yeah, cool. Jesse, should we jump to good old Collingwood's question?
Yeah, we should get the ones for MVG out of the way.
Yep. Good old Collingwood. Although Dim does go for Richmond, sadly. Hello, John, Nick, and Jesse, and welcome back, Dim. Dim, while it isn't real footy, did you go to the National Rugby League Round 1 matches in Las Vegas earlier in the year or last year?
No,
watching Australian sport... Oh.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, watching Australian sport in Las Vegas would be, I think, few and far between.
I did not
go
to the rugby because as a Victorian, good old Collingwood, I don't really care about rugby. If AFL was here, if there was an exhibition match, and I have been to exhibition AFL games before, I would be all over it. I would be all over it.
AFL is really fun to watch.
Yeah, it's a good time. I've even gone to cricket as well.
Really?
Rugby? Nah, not really my thing.
How many days long was that cricket match?
It was a 2020 match. It was one of those fast ones.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't a test match or anything like that.
Oh my God, can you imagine if they did a test match in the US? Oh my God, everyone would be like, what? This is over 5 days? What the fuck?
No one would turn up.
Like, what? Oh, no way. No way. 2020 probably is perfect for the US, though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It probably is.
It depends. If you really, like NASCAR and a lot of that type of stuff can really be like a full day long. Like if you make it something you can drink beer at, people will be about it.
Baseball, baseball is a good 4 hours, I think. I want to say.
They've really worked on speeding it up with all the time clocks and everything because they were going way too long. But yeah, no, the US has patience on stuff for sports. It just has to be something you can drink beer at.
Yeah.
Good old Collingwood also posted a picture that was taken Because also, this photo taken at PAX East, PAX West, or PAX Australia?
Might have some
I don't
cosplay.
actually know. Yeah, the Halo cosplays.
Yeah.
There were some very interesting cosplays at PAX Australia.
You're talking about Booba, right?
I'm talking about Jade from Mortal Kombat. Oh boy.
There's that really famous GIF. That's the green lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a really famous GIF of Jade from like the noughties that I always used to
I
see
don't
on
know, man,
forums.
but
I'll have to find it for you.
the Jade cosplayer I saw at PAX Australia. Oh boy. Mortal Kombat collection out soon. Wait, when is it out?
End of the month.
Yeah, it is soon. Okay, I thought so. I didn't think I was mistaken. God, I
Did
can't
you
wait
guys
for
get
that
annoyed
collection.
when the stores leaked the release date? Or did you not even know?
We always get annoyed when things leak.
Yeah, the best leakers in the business are the Xbox and PlayStation stores.
I've never leaked anything Digital Eclipse, ever.
Better not.
How about
I
limited
won't.
run?
No, nothing limited run either.
This has been delayed.
Even though I know someone that works there, I've got like a best mate that works there. And I've never leaked anything. Okay. Are we going back to the form?
Yeah. How much longer do we have you, Mr. MVG?
Another 20 minutes or so.
Probably get through most of
Top
them.
of the hour, we'll wrap up.
Okay. Is it because you need to play rematch? With
No,
John and,
mate, I gotta cook some dinner. It's like almost 5 o'clock here. I'm getting
I'm
hungry.
always hungry during this show.
Okay. I'll jump on rematch with Nate and John then. Okay. Tiberius Monk. Hello, XboxEra and MVG. Here's a fun scenario. You've landed an opportunity to interview the developer of a horror game you've previously played and enjoyed. My questions for you all are, which horror game would you choose? And what would be the first question you'd ask its developer? Have a great day, folks. Keep gaming and take care. I like this question.
John doesn't play horror games, so he doesn't have one.
Yeah, Little Nightmares 3.
A Dead
I don't know,
Space-
is that...
Dead Space remake, what would it take to get to? Please, for the love of God, please.
Yeah, I'd be similar.
I'm gonna
I'd be
cheat
similar.
a little bit, and I would say Kojima with PT.
Yes. Oh my
I'd say,
god.
where is the build that you haven't shown us of PT? Because that's the one that I want to play.
Yes. Oh my
I don't know
god,
if you'd
yes.
even acknowledge me, of course, because it's Kojima, but I'd want
Show
to
me
know
your
more
feet.
about PT.
How good was PT, man?
I love it. I still think
God.
about it. Like, as much as I hate doing this, every psychological horror game that comes out, even Silent Hill F, and I always think about PT when I'm
you see
playing those games.
The PT remakes that people did in VR? There's some pretty good ones.
There's some good ones.
They're
Yeah,
friggin-
some people have rebuilt it
And
in
it's
VR and
super
UE5
terrifying
and
in
stuff.
VR.
I just want something to happen with
You into
PT.
OD?
I know. Yeah, did you see the OD trailer?
I did. Yeah, I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
hoping there's something PT like in there. I'm hoping. Because that's the vibe that trailer gave me. That
Yeah.
might be a very PT scenario, and I'm very much hoping for that. But yes, PT's a good one. I can't believe I forgot about that. But I'd be like Jesse too. I'd be like, yep, Dead Space. Where's the next
That
one?
remake is one of my best.
I want another one.
It's one of my favorite games I've ever played, and then they got stuck on Iron Man.
God, Dead Space is amazing.
It is. I was playing
It is
2
so
actually.
amazing.
I was playing 2 on the PS3 just yesterday. Great game.
Oh,
And 3,
incredible.
when you get through 3 in co-op is amazing. 3 solo, not as much. But if you play co-op twice and you see it from each side, it's so good. Especially now that they've taken all the you got to pay for friggin'. That was the worst of EA for now until they're bought. But that was the zenith of you got to pay us $10 if you buy this used and you want to play online.
Next question. SJ. Hello, fellas. John, I hope your move has gone by fairly smoothly. Moving in and of itself sucks, but the reason why you're moving sucks even more. I wish you and your family the best with this next part of your life.
Thanks, bro.
My question this week is, have any of you had a chance to watch Splinter Cell Deathwatch on Netflix yet? It came out this week, and I haven't seen a single person online talk about it. I finished it over a couple of days as the episodes are around 25 minutes, and I really liked it, which is good because it's already been renewed for Season 2. It was surprisingly violent and gave off Old Man Logan vibes since it's an older version of Sam Fisher. I also found out the show is canon to the story from the games. Seeing Sam Fisher back in action in a story of his own really makes me wish whatever game Ubisoft is making would be coming out soon, especially as Splinter Cell is one of my favourite video game series. Have a good one. I have not seen the Splinter Cell show. Have you guys?
Nope.
It was just renewed for season 2, so now I have interest, because when it comes to Netflix, I will not watch anything until I know they're going to keep going.
Yeah, I want to watch it, but also I really wish they had still brought Michael Ironside back to do the voice.
Not in great. He's
I
very
know
old.
he's not. He's also had throat cancer,
Yeah,
so
they
his voice
really-
is like extra fucked. But
It's one of those things I'm really curious about Steve Downes. When someone's that age, and I don't think Steve's had similar health problems, but like eventually you do have to recast.
they were going to recast him. 343 Industries. and,
won't be
and
recasted.
then he was like, "What?" Like, and then someone thankfully talked sense into them. But yeah, is it going to be a James L. Jones scenario where it's like, look, you are the chief. Can we just AI your voice forever? I don't
We'll
think
pay your
Steve Downes
family a
would do
ton of
it.
money.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah,
So
I will
Splinter
watch.
Cell-
I've heard it's
I
very
will
good.
watch Splinter Cell.
Ryan
So Splinter
McCaffrey.
Cell,
really liked
luckily, yeah. So it appears
Imagine
that
being
it
able
is
to
on
play
streaming
Splinter Cell,
services.
Pandora Tomorrow, and Chaos Theory on your ROG Xbox Ally X. Imagine being able to do that. Imagine being able to partake in such a thing
Yeah.
if you had the games originally on the discs. Then you'd.
Super chat
I might,
from maybe
I
sobered
might
up
check out.
Jez Gordon.
I might check out. Oh wow, Jez with a super
Jez
chat.
Corden famously last night tweeted the word "come."
And also,
I DM'd him on Discord and said, "Are you drunk?" And I got back.
Yeah.
And I'm
Oh
like,
no,
"Righto."
he was absolutely pissed as a fart. I was getting messages from Razer going, "Man, jump in Xbox 2. They're like petitioning for you to like co-host the show and shit." I'm like, "What?" I jump into Xbox 2 and they're talking about, and Jez is like, "I can't believe John is censoring Nick. We've got to bring back the rumor mill. It's got to come back. It's
Shut up, Jez."
ridiculous." He's like, "This is just, it's not good enough." Blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh my God, he's off his rocker. Jez with the super chat. Is this podcast an Xbox?
It's being made on Xboxes right now.
It's a Republic of Gamers
Yeah.
Ally. It's a Republic of Gamers Ally podcast. With the Xbox
Moving
branding.
forward, I will only host the podcast through the Ally X. I'll
Yes.
forsake this $4,000 whatever it is PC at this point. Just the Ally
Yeah.
X.
Okay, so yeah, I might check out Splinter Cell Deathwatch. 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 It's on streaming services, so I'm gonna watch it.
I mean, it's on Netflix.
I do
That's
that,
right.
yeah,
It's on streaming services.
Half of the world
Netflix
has
is a streaming
Netflix.
service.
That's one of the more disappointing things is that Netflix's numbers only grew after they did the whole crackdown on password sharing.
Yeah,
They
I
upped their
know.
prices to $24 a month.
It's like we don't deserve anything because they punish us and we just go with it.
Yeah.
Okay, I will watch Splinter Cell at some point. Last question from the forum, Jesse. ItzFinn. Good evening / morning, if Nick is reading this, XboxEra crew. And welcome back, MVG. Been a while since you last came on the podcast. Hope your weekend is well. Was going to write something at length, yeah, that's not surprising, on the Xbox Ally X, but maybe I'll save that for a different time. Anyways, my sister came back home and we were at the store. She was browsing through the candy / cereal at a Target, and I noticed that she's starting to eat different kinds of candy. I asked her, "I thought you liked this sort of candy, but this seems odd." But she said, "Well, tastes change over time, so it's natural for this to happen." And it had me thinking about the many candies I've had since I was a kid. There are a few I still crave, while others are a big no-no. So the question is, what candies do you still like to snack on but also dislike? If I were to answer this, my favourite is still chocolate and sour, but I loathe Twizzlers or anything super gooey. Cheers and have a good weekend.
I grew out of Snickers. I'm not a big fan of them anymore.
Really?
Peanuts.
I like Snickers.
Like
Love Snickers.
I like Mars bars because they don't. I'm not that into peanuts themselves anymore.
Oh.
I'm not that picky. I could demolish any chocolate or any candy.
Pretty much.
Really.
Yeah.
Even
Do you
our
still get Tim
disgusting
Tams?
American chocolate.
Do you still get Tim Tams?
Occasionally. I don't really eat. I mean, I've been trying to focus on health.
I was going to say, you are looking very trim.
But I mean, I'll still eat Tim Tams and stuff like that. I mean, don't get it twisted. I still love sweets and candy and chocolates and all that stuff. I'll eat them. If they're downstairs in the kitchen, I'm going to eat them.
Yeah.
It's really about just making sure that I don't eat them.
Yep.
But yeah,
Totally
I
get
love Tim Tams.
When I was a kid, they used to have penny sweets. I don't know if this was a thing for you guys in your like your newsagents or your corner
Might have a
shop.
different name.
It's kind of like a modern pick and mix, but the sweets were a penny, and you could go with a pound and get, a massive scoop. And they used to have this thing called cola pips, which was like a cola cube, but it was like a tiny little like circle of it. I guess the closest thing you could put it to would be like those million things, but it was like a rock hard cola pip. They were really nice. But my favourite all-time sweet is a foamy mushroom, pink and white mushroom. That's what I love.
Which is what they gave me from High on Life
Your
2.
favorite sweet is a what?
It's a foam mushroom. It's like a pink and white raspberry, like a little shroomies, and you can get them in like little pots here in the UK.
It
It is from a penny sweet type. It's pure sugar, and they're just like
They're just shaped like they actually gave me those for High on Life 2 as a marketing item.
Yeah, they're delicious.
They're friggin' both their energy powder and their friggin' mushrooms got me stopped at every airplane check-in with what is this? I was like, fuck, I should just throw this away. But it's behind me now.
You know which ones I love, and they're underrated, and I'm curious as to whether Dim likes them or not. The Fry's Turkish Delight.
I'm
know
not
those?
big, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm not big on Turkish Delight as a genre. I don't know what you call it. I feel like there's something better than Turkish Delight that I'm always gonna pick over a Turkish Delight. You know how you get the Cadbury's the favorites with the various ones. The Turkish Delights are always the last.
Yeah,
Really?
it's
Always.
like bounties in a
Whoa,
celebration.
for me.
No, Bounty is top of the list for me.
It's not the fucking get that coconut shit.
I'm going straight for the Bounties.
Get it out of there.
Oh, I don't like Bounty.
No one likes bounties.
Come on.
No one did.
don't
You're on
like
your
Bounty.
own on an island,
You
loving
2
your
to 2.
bounties.
I like bounties.
Bring 'em. I'll take them.
Yep.
Nah. Oh, I'm all about Turkish Delight. Picnic.
Mate,
picnic.
Terry's
How good's
chocolate
Picnic?
orange.
Oh,
Terry's
picnics are the
chocolate.
best.
Oh, picnics are
best.
so good. Like
Yeah.
they look like an actual like gurada.
Yeah.
Like an actual literal. Sorry, gurada in Greek is piece of shit. Like they actually. So the picnic looks like an actual shit, but man, it tastes unbelievable. It's so good. It's just odd when you eat one because people are looking at you going, why is that dude eating shit? But it's like, it's so nice. Picnics are like great.
They're the best.
Oh, man.
Cadbury.
You guys would have them in the US? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cadbury.
It's just,
yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
Chocolate, caramel, and peanuts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like in the
Oh,
picture
they're
here.
so good. They're so good.
Making me hungry.
I've got
Bad. Awesome.
I've got chicken wings over there waiting for me.
Food.
Yeah, stickers are nice too. I like stickers. Stickers are really nice. Stickers really satisfies.
Nestle Crunch.
Crunch are good
Which one?
too.
Nestle Crunch.
Crunches?
Oh, yeah, they're not bad.
And Bunch of
They're not
Crunch.
too bad. They're not too bad.
Just handfuls of Bunch of Crunch. We had a super
Okay.
chat if you
Are we
want to go
going-
real quick.
Machine XP with a super chat. When we're all Xboxes, we all win. That's right. That's exactly
wrong.
right. Yeah.
It's like people got mad
Xbox
at the all your games, but it's ALLY all capitalized because it's the ROG Ally slogan.
Ally.
It's not an Xbox slogan, but people got mad.
People still lost it.
Yeah.
As
To the
they
forum.
tend to do. To the forum while we still have Dim. When you have to go, Dim, just say it.
10
Say
minutes.
the words.
Okay.
Oh, we'll get through them
Get
all.
through 'em.
Oh, Nick will talk too much. We won't get through them all.
No. Well, there's not many questions there because we already took a 4-on-1 before. Jesse Brother. Happy podcast 285, my little nutshells, and welcome back, Dim. Speaking of nutshell, what an asshole move for John to not give more than a lousy hour's notice to Jess and Nick that he would miss last Saturday's podcast.
I know, right?
We always joke that he hates us. Maybe it's not such a joke. I messaged him last week. I was like, dude, I know it's like super last minute.
I was involved. I knew about all this going down. I was like, Nick Panic called me basically saying, can you jump on? It's like, dude, I'm literally in the middle of something. I can't.
What's the panic for? You guys are big boys. It's talking about video games for a couple of hours.
80 minutes to try and find a third person. You might try and move.
You don't
more
need
quickly
a third
than normal.
person. You two are lovely.
It's the principle.
Are you saying that I'm so integral to the show that you can't possibly do a two-man show?
No, we just need a third person so
not
I can
at all.
focus more on producing.
Just more notice. Just more notice.
Well,
That's
Jay
all.
Foley says
life's
he had
been
a
busy,
super
mate.
chat that was missed. I don't like missing Jay Foley super chats.
There
There it is on November 22nd, he said.
Jay
We'll
Foley
get to
also
it
did
next,
one right
Jay.
at the start of the show. I wish this was a joke. The night before Battlefield 6 was available to the public, I tried some multiplayer which had just become available. I had a hell of a few matches and was feeling real good about myself. Then I tried it again once it was officially released and got my ass thoroughly kicked. At that point, I realized I had only been playing against press and YouTubers that first night, and they mostly sucked.
Yeah.
Then on Sunday, I was playing against the normal Battlefield players, and they owned my post-stroke slowed ass. But enough whining from me about my lessened online multiplayer skills, and no question this week either. Just advice for anyone planning on getting on Battlefield 6 for the campaign only. It's an always online title. It will try to queue you up when you start the game, but as long as you're on Xbox, just make sure you keep it in quick resume, as it will be your best friend. Thanks for the advice.
It actually
for those
restarts
playing Battlefield 6.
Even though it's always online, it will do the State of Decay 2 thing where it reconnects. It's nice.
Quick
Two
super
super
chat from
chats.
Jez again. Two super chats.
Yeah, Jay Foley, if you go up a little bit, starts on November 22nd.
Jay Foley. On November 22nd, we also have the 20-year anniversary of the 360 to look forward to this year after the Halo surprise. I know, it's a shame we couldn't have the book out.
I got a video coming out for that. I'm working on something for that.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
It's nothing exciting, just a regular video.
Your
but
content's good.
Oh,
man.
is that all?
I'm planning on something for that. I love the 360.
Good console.
Great console.
Goat console.
Jez with the super chat as well. I like how John was teasing the Xbox native games emulator for the Xbox Ally /Windows in the least subtle way possible. I know, Jez. He doesn't have that fine art that I have to teasing stuff that
He
I
also
know.
doesn't
and
know most things.
I wasn't
alluding to
talking
stuff
about
like
what
that.
you're talking about. I was talking about genuine unofficial emulation.
Genuine, like that song Pony.
Genuine.
Genuine.
Yeah. Did we get Machine XPs? Did I miss that one?
Yeah, no, we got it.
Cool.
You missed that
Next
one.
question.
Because you hate dead patrons.
Yes. Next question is
Don't
from
do it, please. My ears.
Hytham G. Though I can't stress enough the future of Xbox in a long run, where if it gets more worse with MS Dark Path to the platform when it comes to greed and other things that will anger the fan base and such. But when it comes to Xbox, I would have imagined them pulling a Sega, where they're a third company putting their games on other devices, where they no longer make console no more, like the new Xbox device that is a PC hybrid. Though in my thought, I always thought in my head it will be a Valve strategy where their games go multi-platform, where Microsoft keeps making Xbox consoles, raking in third-party games like what Valve does for Steam. But hey, that's something I wanted to get something off my chest, and thank you. P.S. For John's character to cosplay instead of Eddie Valiant from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, he can be
that was a
Mr.
terrible
Krieg,
idea.
played by Brian Cox from Trick or Treat, who hates Halloween like you do, John Lol.
I do hate Halloween. It can go fuck itself.
Oh, height fun.
Yeah.
I
So
I
that
sent my
was his
son
thoughts.
to school.
I was going to say that was Hytham's thoughts on the Xbox.
They make more
everywhere
money in a
stuff.
month than Sega did in a year, so they probably won't be out of it anytime soon. So they stop making less money. 2 more super chats. Holy shit.
Jez, they should cancel it and give Halo's budget to the World of Warcraft team. How about no? No one cares about World of Warcraft.
I mean,
That's not true. Everyone plays World of
and
Warcraft.
it's funny,
but
like
still.
World of Warcraft and Overwatch 2 still just rake in money, but the people who cover games don't play them as much, so
No,
they
don't talk
assume
about it.
people don't play them. It's like, no, they get played nonstop. It's actually all my kid and all of his friends play is just Overwatch.
Yeah. Jay Foley, what do you guys think they will do or want Xbox to do for the 360 anniversary? Also, thank you all for being great. Hashtag XboxEra is awesome. You know what I want them to do for the 20th anniversary? Find a way to get the blades back, even if it's temporary. Just have the blades running on the Series X and the Series S.
Put it as the new Xbox full screen experience. Just go blades, baby.
Ooh, the blades.
Go blades on the handheld. Ching, 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 ching with the bumpers.
Can you imagine?
Oh,
That would be sick.
yeah.
That would be awesome, but it's not going to happen. We're probably not going to get anything, let's be honest. We're going to get a screenshot of a Blades background.
Well, there's a Blades dynamic background now. It just is.
There you
I
go.
know, and
Literally
it
a
does,
video.
and it does nothing.
Yeah,
It
it's
does
just a video.
nothing. I mean, surely they'll do something.
He talked it
I
up
think
in June.
they're gonna make a bigger fuss of 25 years of Xbox. They'll acknowledge the 20 years of 360, but they'll make a bigger fuss next year because the marketing beat allows for Gears, Halo, Forza, Fable. In my opinion.
Clockwork Revolution still be the best game out of all of them.
Yeah, but the
Perhaps
360 is also their most successful generation.
Yeah, maybe they'll
And-
release a 360 mini.
What is most successful, though? Do you mean just market share? They don't care about market share.
Pretty
They
su-
care about money.
Pretty sure they made a lot of money with the 360.
Yeah, but they make more in a year now than they did probably the entire 360 generation. You can't
360 is the Xbox console that everyone loves, though.
No, it's that old people love. Young kids couldn't give two shits
Next
about
question.
any of them.
Come on, Dim will starve. He's wasting
And
away in
John
front of our
wants to
very
go to
eyes. I do have to get up early. I've got to pack everything. Final bits.
Oh,
99 Rukin. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having better days. I'm sorry to
John's
hear
not.
what happened to you, John. Wishing you all the best.
Thanks, mate.
My question is simple. I'm tired of tie-in novels for games. For example, Halo Infinite and Final Fantasy 15 both had books to finish up the story, which should have been DLC. So I'll get to the point. Would you rather have movie tie-in, animated / live action, or books for video games? Also, John, if you are there, can you answer my question from last week?
If.
I want to hear your opinion. I want to hear your opinion on what studios or IP you would want Microsoft to buy from EA. I say Respawn Entertainment. What say you?
BioWare Mass Effect.
BioWare doesn't make games fast enough for them. They probably get closed.
Don't
But-
care. BioWare
what we
Mass
said.
Effect.
If you
on a
like
budget.
Halo 4, Halo 5, and Halo Infinite, this book, and I know it shouldn't have to be this way, by Kelly Gay, somehow wraps up Halo 4's ending, Halo 5, and Halo Infinite perfectly. I cannot recommend Halo Epitaph enough. It's all about the Didact and the Warden Eternal, and it is amazing what it does for both of those characters.
Okay. Well, I guess this is the last question then, because we already did good old Collingwoods. And speaking of Didact, the last question. Oh, actually, we didn't answer that. Do we care more about movie tie-in animated live action or
Yeah, no,
books
do it in
for
games.
video games?
I prefer to do it in games. I don't want to watch an extended piece
Or
of media
both.
to know what happens.
Like if you want to do a book or a movie to expand a bit, but it should be expanding on something that was in the games.
No, the question is, would you rather have book tie-ins for video games or animated live action
Oh, both. Do it all.
tie-ins for
Yeah.
video games?
I like the all.
I'd go
rather have-
animated.
I'd rather have
action.
animated live action. I
I
don't
mean,
read
Gears
books.
is getting everything. Gears has books. They're doing a live action and they're doing an animated. I guess if it's smaller, animated makes more sense because a lot of the sci-fi things are super expensive. Like I'm really excited to see what Amazon does with Mass Effect because that's going to need enormous budget to give it any type of proper due.
Ooh. Gotham Knights is 90% off on the Xbox Store.
Good
Really?
game. Really fun
Interesting.
game. Whoa.
Does it play anywhere?
Yes. It was in Game Pass.
Can you not do that?
Right. It's having fun.
You're indignantly annoyed. Can you not do that?
Sound like a
Last
mosquito
question.
buzzing
Yeah,
in my
bad.
ears.
Last question. Didact 3.
You did say you can just call him.
Hello,
Didact.
gentlemen. Yes. No. Hello, gentlemen. Now that we have a device with the name Xbox that can natively play PlayStation games, it still lacks the ability to play actual Xbox games. Will
For
that
now.
change in the foreseeable future? Jess speculated on Xbox 2 yesterday that it will
Speculated.
through some kind of emulation. Is something like this possible on current hardware like the Xbox Ally X, or will it need some additional kind of custom hardware just for that? Well, apparently it is possible through some kind of emulation, allegedly.
100% possible. You can download XEMU and Xenia and run 360 and OG games today on that device. So there's no technical reasons why you can't. It's really, I don't know what the reason is.
Xbox One.
else.
Well, I know a lot of it for them was the licensing stuff, and like the Xbox One and Series haven't been hacked to the same level, right? Because like the OG and the 360 definitely are pretty easy at this point if you want to emulate them. But I haven't seen much for the other two. I'm curious how. I remember one of the jobs they were hiring for was working on emulation, but it was about trying to make it not easy to reverse engineer and hack because they haven't been hacked yet the way the others have.
Although the 360 recently, Dim had a video on it. Because with the 360, it used to be specific motherboards that could easily be jailbroken or whatever, where now it's like all of them. Like the E, it doesn't matter which model of an E, just because there used to be specific E's manufactured before August 2014, I want to say.
Yeah.
Is that right, Dim?
Something like that, yeah.
Where now it's like all the E models and just everything.
You can hack any Xbox with a USB stick.
Nice.
Yeah. That's cool. That is cool. And that's it. That's all the questions. So we managed to get all the questions in while Dim was still here.
Which is awesome because Dim.
Now we can leave and we keep John here for another hour and a half of tier maker. I'm kidding. We're not doing it this week.
Yes, we should do a tier maker.
I would like
think.
to do a tier maker, but John wants to leave. So maybe it was just me.
Let's-
Nick.
I have to move and pack and be up at 8 next time, sure.
Nick.
But I don't think Tier Maker should be part of the podcast. It needs to be its own show where we can just enjoy that because not everyone wants to tune into a podcast for a 90-minute discussion on which Halo is the best Halo.
Inspired by Scarcely Relevant, we could just call it Delicious Tears.
Yeah. I like it. That's a good name.
And
Thanks,
if
Kesley.
Pre-Drag ever has any time, we can make it
I mean,
look
I
real
thought of
nice.
the name.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But Dim, thank you so much for joining us again, my man.
Thanks for joining
taking
us,
the
mate.
time out.
Thank you for having me on, gents. It's always a pleasure to join you fellas on this awesome show.
Aw,
Yeah. It's good having you.
get out of
Thank you.
town.
Are you going to be on Rematch later?
I may jump on later. I'll see. We'll see. I'm sure Nate and John will probably end up on there at some point, though. So I may jump on. We'll see.
My
I'm trying
my
to finish the
ping
video
when
for
I
Monday, so I got
my
to
ping when I play with them. Oh, because I'm on the US servers when I play with them. 245.
Super chat.
Oh,
Like,
Jay Foley.
Insane. Jay Foley, we need Jez and Rand on the pod. XboxEra, Xbox 2 collab pod. We've had
We
that a
haven't
couple
done
of
one of
times
them.
before, but we need to have
That was
another
fun.
one again soon.
Yeah.
Mm.
We'll see if we can organise.
Yeah.
But until
So
then,
thanks for jumping on, Dim.
Not a problem, fellas. Much appreciated.
don't forget to obviously check out Dim on Modded Vintage
Yes.
Gamer over on YouTube for all of his
A
thoughts.
much bigger channel than us.
And watch his latest
Much
video
bigger.
where
Yeah.
he just shits all over Xbox. Just
Tells
fucking
people how
shits
shit
all over-
they are.
Nothing but love. Nothing but love for the brand that I've been playing for many, many years.
Just want to see it survive this weird period. As always,
And hopefully Dim comes down to Melbourne again soon.
for coffee.
Yeah, I will soon, Nick. Not this
I've
year.
got
unfortunately.
cafes
I went
to
to
take him
Germany
to.
this year, so I couldn't do both. But next year, I'll be coming back.
I've got cafes to take him to.
Good. I want to go to that one that you sent that photo.
Yeah, I know. You commented on my tweet going, where is this place?
That's the one I want to go to.
yeah, I'll take you.
As always, a big thank you to everybody for hanging out in the chat, being well behaved, being awesome as the community that we've grown is. If you enjoyed the show and you love what you see and you want to see more and you want to support this independent outlet, please consider going to patreon.com/XboxEra, where you can, for a cost of a Melbourne coffee, probably a little bit more actually, less than a Melbourne coffee, you can support us directly, much less than a Melbourne coffee. We'll be back on Tuesday, in theory, for headlines where we'll recap all of the latest and greatest in video game news from this weekend.
Goodbye.
Monday, with a new office.
Goodbye, Master Cheeks.
Say goodbye to the Halo office forever. And thank you to everyone that sent me very kind well wishes and stuff, as this is a bit painful. I don't want to be leaving this house, but it is
It's a nice house.
what it is.
The couch sucked to sleep on, but the house was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind. We'll see you next time, everybody. Ciao for now.
Ciao for now.
Bye.